looking to not let the Falcons restart their order. Out of the windup, the 1-1. Swung at, fly ball. It might be in play for Kingbaum, who's going to work under it. And he does just that. Ben Kingbaum secures out number 3 in the first appearance in the Spring State Baseball Tournament for the Kiel Raiders. Coach Brad May takes his Raiders back to state for the first time since 2017.
The Raiders, first time ever in boys soccer, they're going to head to the WIAA state tournament.
And a show feed, Sager, right side, gonna pull the trigger, top of the right side, she found it! My goodness, Tavi Sager, that one did not give Dotson a chance to block it.
That goal ball is coming to Kiel, people. It is coming to Kiel. Raiders win, Raiders win, Raiders.
Kick out 3, Arndt shot fake. Guzman on him. Under 50 seconds to play. Kick out, Jack Heckman 3. Left side, Jack Heckman knocked down the triple.
Biggest 3 to Kiel right there.
15. Timeout, Lakeside Lutheran.
And with that, Madison, Wisconsin, you better get ready. So for the first time in school history, the Kiel Raiders will be moving on to state.
It has been a wonderful ride to be a part of, and guess what? We are coming your way next Thursday, Madison, Wisconsin.
The clock strikes 0 and it's official. The Kiel Raiders are going to Madison.
The final week of the high school football regular season brings us to Kohler, Wisconsin. Drama all across the state of Wisconsin is unfolding tonight in the high school football scene. Many teams' seasons on the line. Here from Ebben Field, one of those teams is the Kiel Raiders, looking to punch their ticket to the WIA playoffs, and in their way, looking to knock them off their path, are the Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Blue Bombers. We welcome you from the booth at Ebben Field. Miles Detroit. I'm joined this evening by my broadcasting partner, Brandon Mielbauer. Brandon, let's start with take us back to your high school career. It's a great time right now, fall athletics, playoffs, teams, you know, like I mentioned, seasons on the line around this time of the year. Take us back. What was the most memorable thing you enjoyed around this time of year for your football career?
Yeah, Miles, it's just those years where it's do or die. I had a couple of years where if we lose this last game, we'd be out of playoffs. If we win, we're in. And the one that sticks out to me the most was my freshman year. We went into Roncalli after a tough like 5-game stretch, and we were able to come out with the win against Roncalli and make it into playoffs. And then last year's game, I also remember against KLC back home. And we did not start off well, giving up a touchdown and then letting them receive their own onside kick. But we were able to hold on, win that game 63-14.
Wow. Yeah. And here you mentioned you had instances where you win, you're in, you lose, you're out. And here the Raiders have exactly that. They win, they're comfortably in the playoffs. Next week, level 1, they clinch their 12th consecutive playoff berth in the football scene. And if they're out, they're putting themselves at risk that they might not make the playoffs this year and fall up short. We'll get into that when we come back, preview the teams and more. Get set for kickoff. You're listening to Raiders and Blue Bombers here on Kiel Raider Radio.
With over 15 years of experience, Dynamic Heating and Cooling pride themselves on providing fast and friendly heating and cooling repair, maintenance, and installation services through Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Calumet counties. Don't let weather impact your comfort. Call 920-838-5599 to let them come to your temperature rescue. Dynamic Heating and Cooling proudly supports your Kiel Raiders.
Are you looking for a great atmosphere and great food? Look no further than the Gravel Pit in Kiel. Try one of our great weekly specials. Burgers on Tuesdays, Chef's Choice on Wednesdays, wrap and fries on Thursdays. Get yourself a steak sandwich and fries, or a perch basket with potato salad before Raider football on Friday nights. Then finish your week with a crispy chicken sandwich and fries on Saturdays. Call 920-894-8493 for details. The Gravel Pit, located just outside of Kiel on Highway 57.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring & More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs. Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. On Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries. Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. On Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge. Welcome back to Kohler, Wisconsin. Here we're getting set for Week 9 of the WIA regular football season. Miles Detroit, Brandon Mielbauer, Allie Mielbauer on camera here tonight for our crew from Kohler. Brandon, Week 9 drama all across the state of Wisconsin for athletics, football, girls volleyball, boys soccer. But tonight it is the Raiders looking to clinch their 12th consecutive playoff berth in the football scene. Let's get into previewing the teams. We'll start it with the Kiel Raiders, coming in 3-5, 2-4 in conference. And tonight, both these teams have no chance of EWC odds, obviously, deep in the standings. But for the Raiders, their season on the line tonight. They win. It's as simple as this. They win. They're comfortably into. They get a bid into the playoffs. If they lose, they're putting themselves at risk of not getting in this year. And with the new playoff matrix this year, it goes by points, the teams you beat, the competition you beat. The Raiders won't lose any points tonight, but there are teams below them that can possibly gain points if they win their games tonight and get above the Raiders, and the Raiders fall below that. 32 teams in Division 5 get into the playoffs, and the Raiders, if they lose tonight, possibly putting themselves below 32. It's going to be a big factor in tonight. Raiders come in looking to clinch that playoff berth. How do they get it done tonight?
I think it starts with stopping the pass. KLC has always been historically a pass-first offense. This year they're 60-40 pass run. That means they're passing the ball 60% of the time, which is on brand for KLC football. You've seen that in games between KLC and Kiel before. Things you can expect from a game between KLC and Kiel. Lots of passing from KLC. In 2022, KLC had 468 passing yards in that game, and in 2024 they had 242. So that's just one aspect of the game that KLC really likes to put the pressure on Kiel, and we'll see if Kiel is able to stop that tonight.
It's going to be a great game tonight. We'll get into talking about the Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Blue Bombers. Their season pretty much over. No chance at EWC, no chance at playoffs, sadly, with the 1-7, 0-6 in conference record they have. But tonight they get kind of the villain role, trying to knock off the Raiders, possibly put them at risk of not making playoffs. And similarly, I thought about the Lions-Packers game. What was that, two years ago, where the Lions defeated the Packers to eliminate them from playoff contention? Similar situation we have here tonight. So KLC, they have a lot to play for. I mean, to defeat a conference rival, the Raiders, it would be great. They have their senior night tonight, final game of the season for them. They're going to go all out and put out a show and try to give as much effort as they can. They're not going to go down without a fight. With that being said, with that implication I just talked about with KLC possibly knocking off the Raiders, how big of an impact is that going to make on the game here tonight?
Yeah, and you said it, the rivalry between KLC and Kiel, you know, they've only been conference rivals for about 5 years now, but don't get it twisted. These two teams do not like each other. I believe it was the first time that KLC played on Kiel's home turf. KLC got the win 50-42, and then started jumping on the Raider logo on Pfeiffer Field. And really ever since then, as a Kiel player, we've always made it our goal to beat KLC, and we've been able to do that the past 3 years. Currently, they lead the head-to-head matchup 3-2 since KLC has conjoined as a team, since Kohler, Sheboygan Lutheran, and Sheboygan Christian conjoined as a team. Kiel leads the head-to-head record 3 games to 2, and I think these games between Kohler or between Kiel and KLC are always high scoring. Like I mentioned, 50-42 in 2020. In 2022, 56-42. That game, Blake Gardner had 8 extra points, nearing the school record. And I know it was an away game, but we were hearing he's a freshman chants from the sidelines. I remember that game pretty vividly.
Absolutely. It's the Raiders and the Blue Bombers here from Kohler, Wisconsin. We'll step aside, take a break, preview this matchup even more, and get you set for kickoff. You're listening to high school football on Kiel Raider Radio.
Go Kiel Raiders! Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holsting, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit yourpfcu.com.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring & More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
At Parker John's, we do barbecue the right way, from tender pulled pork to slow smoked brisket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not in the mood for barbecue? Our Stonefire pizzas are baked to perfection. Looking to wet your whistle? We've got great craft beers, signature cocktails, and loaded Bloody Marys. Parker John's is a family-friendly place to have a smoking good time. So whether you're here for all-you-can-eat nights or just a great meal, we're bringing the smoking good flavor 7 days a week. Come on down, we can't wait to have you.
Parker John's.
Looking for a bank that knows your name and your story? At Collins State Bank in Kiel, we're more than just numbers and accounts. We're neighbors, friends, and financial partners. For over 100 years, we've been helping our neighbors buy homes, grow businesses, and plan for the future. With personal service you just won't find at the big banks, at Collins State Bank, we're right here with you every step of the way. Collins State Bank, rooted in our community, invested in you.
Are you looking for a sweet treat, delicious pastries, fresh donuts? How about the best fresh baked bread or hard rolls? Rex Bakery is serving up the delicious bakery that we have come to love. Check out the retail location right in downtown Kiel at 319 Fremont Street, or give them a call to set up a wholesale account for your business. Your 4th generation hometown bakery. Rex Bakery, family owned since 1908.
Welcome back to Kohler, Wisconsin. We're getting set for Week 9 of the WIA regular football season. One person we're going to highlight here in this pregame show is the junior Mason Schaefer, an impact player he has had for the Raiders all season long. 128 rushing attempts for 930 yards. Brandon's got some more information on him. Brandon, what do you got?
Yeah, Mason Schaefer has been working hard all season. We saw that monster game against Chilton. We saw where Mason got 5 touchdowns, I believe. We saw him have multiple really nice games, and that's kind of what you see on Kiel's side when they are playing against KLC. In 2024, 303 rushing yards, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Bryce Gullickson had, was it 6 touchdowns on 9 attempts? It was something absolutely crazy. I don't remember exactly, but I just remember he had like 9 attempts, but he had over 5 touchdowns, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great opportunity he's had. When Gullickson graduated last year, and he just filled right in. Same intensity, almost the same talent. You know, Schaefer is right there running with the talent that Gullickson had. He's had big numbers so far entering Week 9, and he's going to have a big impact in this game if he wants to try to keep his team's season alive, and he's going to have to lead it here on the offensive side and defensive side for the Raiders. Talking more about the Raiders here in this pregame show, I didn't mention it before that past commercial break, but how the Raiders have earned a bid to this playoff seed, how they've had to battle through adversity all season long. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. They have a bunch of injuries and sickness tonight in this game. It's going to play a big factor. It's going to be a huge factor. I can't think where I was leading to this. Bunch of injuries, a lot of sickness on the team for the Raiders, but they've really earned a spot this season so far, and it's going to come down to who wants it more here tonight. KLC has the chance to upset the Raiders, but the Raiders have worked hard all season long to get here.
Yeah, you're completely right. You're completely right, Miles. The Raiders have had really an up and down season, and when they've looked good, they've looked really good. But when they've looked bad, they've looked really bad. Case in point, last week against New Holsting, I said it a couple of times. I just didn't really like what I was seeing out there. But they're gonna have to give everything they've got tonight to beat. Really, I'd say the record doesn't show it, but KLC is not a terrible team. They've had struggles defensively, giving up 31 points per game, which is the most in the EWC. But their passing game is strong. And that's something that the Raiders have struggled with this year. 5 out of 8 quarterbacks Kiel has faced has had a passer rating over 100.
We're going to take the mics off, step aside for the national anthem and the starting lineups here from Kohler, Wisconsin, Ebben Field.
KLC football team. KLC is coached by Corey Gernakis and his staff.
Oh, he's coaching for them now?
Corey. Our officials for today's game are Dave Steiger, Brandon Krieger, Matt Schaefer, Bruce Schaefer, and Brian Schaefer.
We're getting set for week 9 of the high school regular football season. It's the Kiel Raiders and the KLC Blue Bombers. Miles Detroit, Brandon Muehlbauer, Allie Muehlbauer here, our crew from Kohler, Wisconsin. Glad we can give you coverage here for the final week of the high school football season. Lots on the line. The Raiders fighting for a playoff berth here tonight. But for KLC, they're looking to stop them in their path and upset the Raiders here tonight. Kiel will kick it off here to start. And KLC will receive the football to start this game here tonight. Gardner to kick things away here from Kohler, Wisconsin. And we are almost set.
I sense a fun matchup coming in tonight.
I do too.
I think there's going to be a lot of big plays. There's going to be a lot of just fun football. And I think we'll be here. We'll be here to enjoy it with you guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
An all-out brawl to end the regular high school football season. Gardner to start it here from Kohler, Wisconsin, and we are underway. Beauty of a kick to the 5-yard line is touchback for Gardner. His third touchback of the season to start this game here in week 9, and that'll bring out the KLC offense led by their quarterback, junior, 6 foot, 160 pounds, Aiden Oldenhoff. He's had to step into the role. Last year we saw Carmine Moctezuma in that quarterback spot. He did great, and now he steps into this role and has done a great job so far this season.
Yeah, and we saw last week a lot. Ellie Coleman had a bunch of touchbacks, especially in that first half. Seemed like he got a little tired in the second half, but Gardner hasn't had too many this year, but gets that one through the end zone.
Blue Bombers start it at their own 20 on the ground to start it up the chute, which is not something we're used to. We're used to seeing a passing offense for the Blue Bombers. That is number 23, Wilson, on the carry. Picks up about 2, and it's 2nd and 8 coming up. Funkhauser in on the tackle here for a short gain to start the offense in the game here.
Funkhauser and Connor Bondi in the middle there.
Oldenhoff from the gun gets the low snap, rolling out to his right, looking for receivers, chasing him down. I believe that is Logan Miller.
That was.
Incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd and 8. We are sharing a booth up here with the Kiel coaching staff as well. You hear them in the background.
Yeah, and
we got a short press box, or a small press box up here.
And I could hear Logan Miller's battle cry from the other side of the
I'll tell you where you're supposed
field.
to be. You see across where it's empty booth?
Nope, not on their screen right now currently. It's a big 3rd down to start this one. 3rd and 8 for the KLC offense. Here's Oldenhoff from the gun once again. Raiders show pressure. Looking back, throws it up the chute and can't keep it in. That's number 5, Connor Bartz, can't haul it in. And it's an early 4th down here for the Blue Bombers. They're going to punt this thing away.
Micah Goodman on the pressure there. It looks like he's okay. Never mind. They're in a different formation for the punt, but looked like they ran some sort of blitz there. Haven't seen that too much from the Raiders this season.
Blue Bombers going to punt this thing away. Heavy pressure. Punt is blocked. Koenig's going to leave it. It's going to roll to the KLC 37-yard line. Great special teams play for the Raiders here to start it. And now their offense is going to have the chance to shine here. 10:55 to play in quarter number 1.
Yeah, and the Raiders showing off some plays early that we haven't seen so far this year. That was a punt block formation, which we haven't seen at all this year.
Put up a statement on the defensive side and special teams to start this thing. Raiders are not playing around here in week 9. Playoff berth on the line. Now the Raiders offense led by the junior Kienbaum. He'll start it on the ground with Schaefer. Nice run up the middle. And for this KLC defense, they have a big defensive line. Some of those people being number 65, Michael Putnam, the 6'4 junior, 285 pounds. Just big, 3 big edge rushers up front for the Blue Bombers, Brandon.
Yeah, and that's something you can always expect from KLC is size. They have almost always, since I started playing, have had the size advantage on us. but we've been able to be fundamentally sound and be able to get past that hurdle.
Here's the Raiders on 2nd and 6. The junior Kienbaum from the gun. Off the read option, Kienbaum's going to take it himself. A lot of room in front of him into the secondary. He's got plenty enough for the first down. He's inside the 20. And the Raiders are going to move the chains for the first time tonight. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, and if there's one thing we've learned this season, it's that Coach Eswine isn't afraid to run that read option. He knows that Kienbaum is more of a speedster than a guy who wants to throw down the field. So that's the way they're going to play. And if Kienbaum doesn't like what he sees, he'll just give it to Schaefer and let him work.
Approaching 9:40 to play here in the first quarter of action. Raiders on 1st and 10 from the 19. Give it to Schaefer here on the near side hashes. Picks up a few yards. It's got to look like 3 or 4 here on the near side. And it's 2nd down. Approaching 9 minutes to play here in the first. Raiders now facing a 2nd and 7 from the KLC 16-yard line. Raiders break. Holtz Golden to the far side. One receiver here on the near side. And that is number 15, Colin Schwartz. He's going to go in motion, give it to him on the jet sweep with a blocker in front of him. He's got some room to roam. There on the far side's taken down, tripped up. He's got to gain about 1 or 2 yards. And it's now a 3rd down here in the red zone.
Yeah, and Colin Schwartz had that really good game week 1 against Sheboygan Falls. Haven't really heard his name said too much since then, but still a big factor in this Raiders offense, and they'll utilize him come playoffs.
It's 3rd and 3 from the KLC 13-yard line. Raiders face their first 3rd down of the evening. Fake it to Schaefer. Kienbaum on the keeper is just stuffed right up front. And it's going to be 4th down. 8:40 to play here in the first. Looks like Kienbaum just got back to the line of scrimmage. So now the Raiders face a 4th and 3 situation here on their opening drive.
Yeah, and you said it before the game. Lots of injuries, lots of sickness from this Raiders team. And as a lineman, the first thing I noticed was a number 6, I think it was 68 on the offensive line in that left guard position, not even on the roster for the Raiders. So it must be a JV player playing up.
Absolutely. Off the Brady Kienbaum keeper. Looks like, does he have enough for the first down? And the near side official is going to say, move the chains. It's 1st and goal. Kiel Raiders off the Brady Kienbaum keeper. He picks up just enough for the first down, and it's 1st and goal from the 9.
So just got confirmation that Andrew Kleinhunt's is number 68, switched his number so that he could play on the line.
Very interesting. Yeah, these young guys are going to have to step up. People in different positions here tonight. One of those being Kyle Koenig on the defensive side. He's an outside linebacker tonight. Off 1st and goal. I believe that is Mason Schaefer on the keeper, pushing through, and he's in. Touchdown, Kiel Raiders. Opening drive statement for Kiel.
Yeah, lined up in the Wildcat formation. Schaefer just using his speed to get past the KLC defenders. Great block from the line. I don't think he was touched until about the 2-yard line, and we got an early 6-0 lead for the Raiders.
What a opening statement for the Raiders. Extra point from Gardner is up and through. Raiders 7, Blue Bombers 0 here in the opening drive. 7:36 to play in the first, and the Raiders take an early lead. Today's Kiel Raider football game is proudly supported by Premier Financial Credit Union, Todd Oleg and New York Life, the Gravel Pit Sports Bar and Grill, Kiel Booster Club, Signature Flooring and more, Amplify Health by Bell and Titletown, Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza, Yard 65 Brewing Events, Kiel Lounge, Albright Again LLC, On Point Financial Group, Rex Bakery, Collins State Bank, Crest Real Estate, Goodfellas Barbershop, Dynamic Heating and Cooling, Craigman Versier, Dairyland Seed Dealer, Drexel Building Supply, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. Raiders did not come here to play around. An opening drive statement touchdown for the Raiders. Mason Schaefer, 9-yard touchdown. And for Schaefer, that is his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. Now KLC is going to get the football back here with 7:36 to play, already trailing 7-0 here in the first. For the Raider defense, we saw a 3-and-out last time around, a blocked punt for special teams, and a bobbled punt return here for KLC. Taken down, still trying to work his way up. He's officially taken down at the 16-yard line. That is where the Blue Bombers take over. Second drive of the night for the Blue Bomber offense, and it'll bring back out the junior Aiden Oldenhoff. Trying to put together decent drive after their not so great first one. Trying to get the offense working here with 7:26 to play in the first.
Yeah, and special teams has been a struggle for this KLC team all year. I'm trying to find a certain stat, but I cannot find it.
Oldenhoff from the gun, Wilson to his right. Gets the snap. He'll hand it off to Wilson to start the drive. Working here on the near side, breaks one tackle, but then brought down by multiple Raiders. Picks up a decent amount of yardage. And it's going to be second down coming up.
So I think the stat that I was looking for was all-purpose yards compared to just normal yards, where that's special team all-purpose yards is special team yards included, and I believe they only have about 100 more all-purpose yards than just regular offensive yards, and that is really low for a high school football team.
Here's a big 2nd and 5 for the Blue Bomber offense from their own 21-yard line. Raiders show pressure here, dropping back. Oldenhoff with time, rolling to his right. Looks like he's going to throws at the last second out of bounds. Looked like he might have going to take it himself. Decides to throw it away, save it for another day, and it's 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, and a lot of Kiel pressure there. Looks like they like having the more built player in Micah Goodman, being able to pressure them pressure the offense defensively, and running some blitzes with him.
From the 21, they need the 26 for the first down. 3rd and 5 for the Blue Bomber offense. Oldenhoff from the gun. Wilson to his left. Gets the snap, looking to his right. Lots of time in the pocket. Great coverage from the Raiders. Incomplete. That coverage coming from Josh Baldwin. And it's going to be 4th and 5, and the Raiders looking like they're going to have back-to-back 3-and-outs on defense.
Yeah, Josh Baldwin had that kick return touchdown last week against New Holsting. He's got speed. He's very physical. He's not afraid to get down and get gritty, and you can see that in today's play.
KLC gets the punt off a little quicker this time. Schaefer is going to take it in at their own 45-yard line. Lot of room in front of him off this punt return. Far side, he's going to take it back to almost where they had the punt. Taken down inside the 20-yard line. What a return from the junior Mason Schaefer. Gives the Raiders offense beautiful field positioning. And it's 1st and 10 here with 6:13 to play.
Yeah, Schaefer able to bring that punt return all the way to the 16-yard line from where he started about the opposite 45. And, you know, when the Raiders bring that bunt or block formation, they've got no one blocking on the return. They're not looking for a big return. That just shows how skilled Mason Schaefer is.
Off of 1st and 10, Kienbaum from the gun's going to hand it to his man, Mason Schaefer, working on the far side. And is brought down, looks to be at the 5-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards, moves the chains, and it's 1st and goal, Kiel Raiders. Raiders have a chance to punch this thing in for the second time tonight. They face a 1st and goal from the KLC 5-yard line. Approaching 6 minutes to play, only in quarter number 1, halfway through. Kienbaum's going to fire it to the near side to Holtz. Little high for the intended target, junior Ryan Holtz. And it's 2nd and goal. First time we've seen Kienbaum throw it tonight. Just missing his target, a little high of the very tall Ryan Holtz.
6'3" Ryan Holtz.
Just a little too tall for him.
High. He's trying to put it in the spot where only Holtz would be able to get it.
I like the idea.
And Holtz just not able to bring it down. Nearly had it, but
6:03 to play here in the first. Raiders face a 2nd and goal. Kienbaum's from the gun. Koenig this time to his left. They're going to fake it to Koenig. Kienbaum off the keeper, breaking tackles, and he is in. Touchdown, Brady Kienbaum.
Yeah, and Kienbaum just doing a good job, was able to muscle through a bunch of tackles. It's where his wrestling experience comes into play. Very physical player, not afraid to get hit, not afraid to fight through hits. And he's got himself a touchdown on the night. 1 for Schaefer, 1 for Kienbaum.
Absolutely. Raiders putting up a statement here only halfway through this first quarter. And the Raiders lead things 13-0. Gardner looking to put on the finishing touches with the extra point. Bad snap, a good hold, and a good kick. And the Raiders lead it 14-0.
2 for 2 for Blake Gardner tonight. And really two good kickoffs as well. One going through the back of the end zone, exactly what you're taught. And then the other one just bobbled and stuck him at the 15-yard line, I think it was, 20-yard line.
Proud supporter of Raider football, the Kiel Booster Club provides support for all students and all co-curriculars at Kiel High School. The KBC raises funds through a variety of events, including the Kiel Triathlon, raffles, uncorked, and concessions that financially support all co-curriculars while enhancing experiences and creating opportunities beyond KSD's budgetary contributions. Find out more info at kielboosterclub.com. Follow us, Kiel Booster Club, on Facebook. A very early 14-0 lead here for the Raiders, taking on the Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Blue Bombers. 5:57 to play in the first quarter. And a touchdown from Schaefer, and now the previous one from Kienbaum. And our score, 14-0. Gardner to give it back to the Blue Bomber offense here for the 3rd time this evening. This time a good return for the Blue Bombers, working on the far side. Taken down at about the 22-yard line. We got a flag here from the near side official. Some clarifying to do here.
I think it's going to be something. There's a little bit something extra.
Personal foul nature, maybe. You call a holding, did you see?
I don't know what that was.
It was on KLC, I heard from the PA announcer. It was very quiet from over here. I think it was a personal foul. I want to say he's a personal foul.
Yeah. Looks like he's going about 15. It looks like they're going to go 15 yards.
Regardless, it is a penalty on the Blue Bombers. Backs them off. Erases that decent return here from the Blue Bomber special teams. Now with 5:48. Blue Bombers cannot just catch a break here in the opening quarter. Finally had decent field positioning to set him up, but now off a penalty, it pins them back at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Bomber offense. Oldenhoff from the gun. Wilson to his right. He gives it to Wilson. Actually, this time it is Zeke Gellings, the other back for the Blue Bombers.
This defense from the Raiders has just looked sound all night.
Absolutely.
I wish we could have seen a little bit more of this last week, but regardless, the Raiders are looking fantastic in trying to get some momentum heading into playoffs.
Gellings with a loss of 3 there on that previous play brings up a 2nd and 13 with 5:13 to play in the first. Two receivers here on the near side, one on the far side, and one in the slot. One in the slot comes in motion. Snap to Oldenhoff, goes to the far side off a little slant route to their big tight end. That's Carter Zimmerman, the 6'5 junior, gets his first reception of the night.
Is that the first completion Kohler has had this game?
I believe so.
It's the most yards they've had this game so far.
Most yards off their play tonight. It's a 4:34 to play here in the first. Blue Bombers showing some momentum here, but nevertheless, they face a 3rd and 2 here from the 20. Oldenhoff from the gun. Gellings to the right of him. They hand it off to Gellings on 3rd and 2. Oldenhoff thinks they get the first down. I believe they're going to be possibly short. Near side official is going to signal to move the chain gang. For the first time tonight, the Blue Bombers move the chains on offense, and they're on the move with 4:11 to play in the first.
Yeah, really not a bad defensive outing from the line there. Was able to stop them at about 2 yards, but when you're pushed that far deep into your own first down territory, it's hard to stop them.
Swinging out wide here to the near side to Mateo Cruz. Got a lot of room in front of him. Brought down out of bounds. As on the near side, Josh Baldwin saving what could have been possibly a big play for this Blue Bomber offense, which we have not seen at all tonight. But this time they get a big gain off the senior Mateo Cruz. They move the chains for the second time this evening, and they're on the run. It's 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Best field positioning they've had here tonight. Swing it out wide to the far side this time. That's Mateo Cruz again. Picks up about 6 yards, and it's a 2nd and 4 coming up. .324 to play here in the first. Blue Bombers offense showing some momentum here in the first quarter. They have had no offensive action so far in this game. Oldenhoff from the gun, gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Gellings here. Keeps it, tucks it, and runs. He's got enough for the first down. Pick up about 6 yards, and it'll move the chains.
Yeah, and Kleinhans just wasn't able to hold the contain there. Running back was able to get outside and make some movement in this game.
Well, this Raiders defense has really pinned this Blue Bomber offense, but now they are on the move here from their own 47-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Gellings to the left of Oldenhoff, and he's from the gun. Gets the snap. Nice movement in the pocket. Ayers went out on the far side for their big tight end, Carter Zimmerman. It's incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10. What a great job Oldenhoff does moving around in that pocket, and that's something I noticed on film too, is really he has a great presence in the pocket. Raiders got to contain him, and he's got great vision where you can see targets like Carter Zimmerman there on that far side.
Yeah, I mean, Carter Zimmerman, 6'5", not easy to miss, but
absolutely.
I think I would have liked Schaefer to turn around when that ball went up, just to keep from getting a cheap pass interference call. But I think that was just out of his reach anyway. And
Oldenhoff's going to flip it to Gellings here over on the far side. Picks up just 1 yard, and it's going to be a 3rd and 9 coming up.
I really like that run pass option. They have a bootleg that they go with the quarterback. They have Zimmerman basically go on a go route just straight up the field, and then they've also got 32, the running back, Gellings, there for the pitch, and that's the option that he took that time.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter of action. Oldenhoff from the gun off a little slant route. He finds his target, Bartz. Got a lot of room in front of him, breaking tackles into the secondary, and will finally be brought down by multiple Raiders. Baldwin Kienbaum in there on the action. And the Blue Bombers going to move the chains. They are on the run here as we close the first quarter. Approaching a minute and a half to play.
Yeah, and on that play, they got a good run. But what I like to see there is that I saw 10 Raiders trying to make that tackle up the field, and that's what you have to do in playoff football. Playoff football, you're going to have players that are going to break one-man tackles. You got to have all your guys up there.
Off the handoff to Gellings, he picks up a nice amount of yardage, and I believe he just has enough for the first down.
No, it looks like he's just short.
Just a bit short. It can be 2nd and inches here for the Blue Bomber offense.
Maybe a half a yard.
Right. They're from the Raider 35-yard line. It's the first drive. The Blue Bomber offense has approached the Raider side of the field. 2 receivers here on the near side. Oldenhoff from the gun gets the snap. Looking to the near side. He's got a target. That's Bartz again. Or that's Mateo Cruz. And his ball's fumbled. Marked him dead first. There's going to be a no fumble. They marked him dead before the ball went out. So the Blue Bombers pick up a first down. They are just cruising up the field here, flying, as we might say, for the Blue Bombers. You like that? They move the chains. We got 25 seconds to play in the first. Likely one more play here for this KLC offense, and that'll take us to the end of the first. Oldenhoff from the gun, Gellings to his left. They do hand it to Gellings up the chute, breaks one tackle, and he is in. Touchdown, KLC. Before the quarter ends, it's Gellings punching it in. 13-yard touchdown, and KLC on the board for the first time tonight.
11 seconds left on the clock for KLC to punch that one in, and they were able to now Kading for the extra point, and that's blocked by the Raiders.
Blocked extra point, another great special teams play for the Raiders. 11 seconds to play here in the first. So the score will stay Raiders 14, Blue Bombers 6. I mean, talk about that Blue Bomber offense kind of just soaring through the field, and big play after big play. Gellings was involved. It really was their run game that got them there. And I mean, and it wasn't their pass game. And I think the Raiders were thinking, got to defend this pass, got to defend this pass, where, you know, they go more to their run game and get success with Gellings and Wilson a little bit in that drive. And it's Gellings ending up punching it in for the Blue Bombers, their first score of the night with 11 seconds to play in the quarter.
Yeah, and we talked about the pass game. KLC looking at more short passes and runs so far in this one, which really has been off-brand for them this year and in recent years. This year they are a lot more even than in past years. Like I've seen in past years when I played, there were like it was almost like 70% pass, 30% run. This year's only 60-40, and they really like that running back of theirs, Gellings, and he's been doing a good job.
Well, last week it was Wilson getting all the action, 15 rushing attempts in their loss against Chilton, but now this week, Gellings putting them on the board first, the junior running back. Loose ball there on the far side, and it is KLC football. Wow. We saw 2 nice special teams plays for the Raiders, and now not so nice of a play. And they turn it over here on the far side. 9 seconds to play in the first. KLC is going to get the football back.
Yeah, and that's just a really well-placed kick by the KLC kicker. We saw it last year against the Raiders. In the last regular season game, they were able to score a touchdown in the first quarter, first drive of the game, and then kicked an onside kick and returned it.
Most likely would be the final play of the quarter. They pitch it off to Gellings, who picks up a few yards. Clock is going to tick to 0, and that is the end of the first. The Raiders 14, the Blue Bombers 6. Early drama here as we enter the second. You're listening to high school football on Kiel Raider Radio.
Enjoy house-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel.
Are you looking for someone to build you, your new house, or maybe remodel your old aging home? Maybe you need some small work done like installing a storm door or a new window. Those little home improvements that you just can't find the time for, or maybe you just don't know how. If interested, give us a call at 920-894-7507 or shoot us an email at albrightagainllc@yahoo.com. Jobs big or small, call Albright Again Home Improvements for all your home improvement needs. Welcome back to Kohler, Wisconsin here. We're getting set for second quarter action here at week 9 of the high school football season. It was all Raiders entering this first quarter, but then KLC getting some life on offense, putting together a very nice drive. I believe it was close to about 81 yards total, and it was a touchdown for Zeke Gellings, the junior, and that is where our score is 14-6. And off a special teams error for the Raiders, KLC is going to take over. What a catch from Carter Zimmerman, hauling it in with the coverage from Schaefer, I believe that was, up the chute.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Schaefer was gonna almost take that right out of Zimmerman's hands, but Zimmerman able to hold on. Strong tight end, or is he? He's got to be.
He's tight end, yeah, most
tight
definitely.
End? Okay.
He's a big boy.
Oh, well.
6'5", 190 pounds.
Well, they have him at the
right
at a receiver. So.
Right. He does play receiver, but I mean he's built like a tight end.
Yeah.
Here's Oldenhoff from the gun. They'll hand it to their man Zeke Gellings up the chute. Picks up a few yards, about 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6 coming up. Approaching 11:20 to play in the second quarter.
Brilliant Valders tied at 6 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Roncalli up on Chilton 7-0, and New Holsting and SMC tied at 0.
Appreciate you tuning in here to the YouTube stream. Facebook is not working again. It's a Facebook issue, so spread the word to family, friends tuning in. We are live on YouTube, though. Zeke Gellings breaks one tackle, tripped up. Flag flies from the official. He's taken down inside the 5-yard line. Mark at the 3, but there is a flag, so just hold on. It's going to be holding on the Blue Bombers, so erase that nice run from Gellings. It's going to almost bring him back to the original line of scrimmage. Now it is officially confirmed, holding on the Blue Bombers. Officials are going to back this thing up. 10:48 to play in the second. As I was saying, they'll spread the word to friends and family tuning in. YouTube stream is up. Our Facebook is not working. Not an issue on our end. I believe it is a Facebook issue. We've had that so far in this fall sports season for Kiel Raider Radio. .10:48 to play in the quarter. It's a 2nd and 7 situation here for the Blue Bomber offense. Oldenhoff from the gun gets the low snap, able to bring it in. Rolling out to his right. Airs one out for number 5, Connor Bartz. Can't haul it in, but he was wide open here on the near side. And now the Blue Bombers face a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, he was wide open. I know he's going to be wanting that one back. Really good play by the quarterback in trying to make something out of a fumbled snap that
not a good snap.
Didn't make it off the ground. Making something out of nothing, but
Now it's a 3rd and 7 for the Bomber offense. Handed up the shoot to Gellings. Got a lot of room in front of him. Breaking tackles, and he is in. Touchdown, KLC.
Yeah, and that Gellings has a lot of speed. He runs with a lot of power, and when he's not touched for about 5 yards, he's gonna gain a lot of potential energy. Mr. Lamweir would like me using that term, but he's gonna gain a lot of potential energy, and he used it there.
Absolutely.
KLC will go for a kick.
Yep, they're not going to go for 2 to try to tie this thing up. They're just going to play it safe. Extra point from Kading is good, and now he is 16 for 22 on the season.
Yeah, now. Yeah, I'm gonna say that we could expect a kick like the last one from the. Was it number 10, the kicker?
Yep, Kading. Yep.
Kading. I'm sure they watched in film that Josh Baldwin touchdown return. They obviously know what Mason Schaefer can do when he's got the ball in his hands. So they're gonna go with those short, not quite onside kicks, but almost squib kicks.
Yep.
Find corners there.
Kind of get the bounce on the turf, so it's a little awkward for the Raiders returners, special teams crew.
Yeah, and when that happens, they're expecting that ball to go out. Like, they were not expecting that ball to stay in. See what Kading has in store for this one.
14-13 our score, 10:39 to play in the first half. He does indeed hit a little squib kick. This time it's hauled in for the Raiders. Got a solid return, taken down past the 45-yard line, mark it to 47. Off the return, that was Socek.
Yeah, Maverick Solchek.
Big return for the sophomore.
Maverick Solchek, not a guy you usually see carrying the ball, but he did a good job holding onto it, not fumbling. I would assume that Eswine would have preferred that he just jump on it, but
only his second kickoff return of the season.
But yeah,
sets up the Raiders at the 47-yard line. It's 1st and 10 with 10:33 to play in the quarter.
Yeah, like you said, sets up Kingbaum in the Raiders offense.
Kingbaum from the gun started on the drive on the ground with Schaefer. Loses 2 yards, and it's 2nd and 12.
Yeah, Schaefer lost 2 yards there. Number 61, that's Walter.
Yep.
Walter came from the backside there and was able to make the play.
We talked about big up front for this Blue Bombers defensive line. Walter, 6'3", 270. Another piece. They got a 6'3", 320-pound senior, Aiden Wildman, as well. They send Schwartz in motion. Keenbaum kept it himself. Just picks up only 1 yard, and it's going to be a 3rd and 11 coming up with 9:35 to play in the quarter.
Have to assume that the Raiders are probably going to look at the air here, knowing the situation. You're up by 1. Your last 2 run plays really haven't gone anywhere.
We've seen 1 passing attempt from Keenbaum so far in this game only.
Yeah,
I believe it was only 1.
This would be a great opportunity to bring out a medium-sized pass to Holtz or to Gardner.
3rd and 11 for the Raiders. Bombers show blitz. They set up a screen for Schaefer, who is just tripped up, loses 2 yards on the play, and now it's going to be a 4th and 13 coming up.
Brought down by Kading and Putnam. A loss of 1 on the play brings up 4th down and 12 from the 45.
Raiders looking likely going to punt this thing away here off a 4th and 13, pinned back in their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, something we might might be interested in heading into playoffs. That is Brady Kingbaum, our punter back there. Could be looking at some fakes, maybe going into playoffs. They haven't shown it at all this year. I don't think I've ever played with them faking punts, but could be potential in this postseason.
The 26th punt of the season. The Blue Bombers offense will set up shop. That looks like the 31-yard line. You got 8:04 to play in the second quarter of action. Now the Bombers have a chance to take the lead here off the Raiders punt, only trailing by 1.
Yeah, and you might look at that punt, went from the 40 or the 35 to the 35 and be like, why is he punting it? Why is he punting it so short? There's a big gust of wind coming from the south right now. So, and that's the way that the Raiders are going right now. So, that's not really on Kingbaum. It's just unfortunate circumstances.
He's holding off from the gun. They're going to start it in the air to start this drive. Heaves a long one down the far side, just a little too far for the intended receiver, Cruz. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and the Raiders only have one team interception so far in the year. I'm going to double check to make sure I've got that right. But I believe they only have one team interception on the year.
You are correct.
And really this could be a game where they could try and find to get some more. Got to read the passes maybe a little bit better, maybe read the quarterback, watch his eyes.
Hand it off here to Gellings on the far side. He is just exploding into the Raiders secondary, brought down out of bounds. And that is Josh Baldwin taking him down off a big gain for the Blue Bomber offense. They're on the run into Raider territory, and it's 1st and 10 from the 37.
Yeah, and we've seen the Raiders struggle with running backs like Gelling, running backs that just don't want to give up on a play, running backs that are just going to go 100% and aren't afraid to hit you with their helmet, kind of the Cam Scatterboot type.
The mentality, yes. What a great player he is. Oldenhoff from the gun, off 1st and 10, rolling to the near side here, and he gets it off to Cruz. Brought down right away after he catches it. He picks up about 3 yards. It's going to be about a 2nd and 7 coming up.
Good work by Holtz being able to hold on to that. There's a big difference between them gaining 4 yards and on that and him losing the guy and giving him 9 or 10 yards.
Off a gain of 4, it's 2nd and 6 from the 33, 7:20 to play here in the second quarter of action. Oldenhoff, where we've seen him most of the night from the guns, going to hand it off to Gellings once again. Slipping off Raider defenders. In the mix there, Jeremiah Funkhauser, as well as Brady Kienbaum. Gellings picks up just a few yards. Picks up 5 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 coming up. Big 3rd and 1 here for both teams. KLC looking to convert. Had a staggering offense so far here tonight. Started late in that first quarter and has carried over so far here in the second as they do once again move the chains. And it's 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and on big runs like the play before, not like that last play, but on big runs like the play before, you can see the defensive line just getting blown off of the ball, just outsized. The way to beat that is you got to stay low. Connor Bondi in there, Jeremiah Funkhauser, they got to stay low and not let and stay strong. You got to use the strength in your thighs, strength in your calves. Can't get too high.
Off the slant route, another bobbled pass, incomplete. He was looking for Hassler here on the far side slant route. We've seen a few bobble juggled catches, non-catches for the Blue Bombers offense.
Yeah, and it seems like it's kind of like a little bit of just slight inaccuracy from the quarterback. It's maybe a little bit behind them, maybe a little bit.
The timing,
off.
too. Maybe
Yeah.
the receivers aren't completely ready for it, kind of catching them a little off guard is what I'm seeing, too.
Yeah, I believe.
Wilson now in for Gellings as the running back. He's going to be in there just to block. They find the target. Connor Bartz up the chute. Oldenhoff, another successful pass. Blue Bombers going to move the chains, and it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, and that was just a great tackle from Josh Baldwin. Broke down, got him at his legs. If you can wrap up their legs, they aren't going anywhere. They're not just slipping out. Just a great fundamental tackle from Josh Baldwin there.
Blue Bombers on the run. It's 1st and 10 from the 14. Oldenhoff hands it to Wilson, who is just met right away at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, maybe gain of 1, and 2nd down.
5 minutes left on the game clock. And that's the difference. That's the difference of this game so far. When the defensive line gets pushed back, that's when they get the big runs. If the defensive line stays sound, they get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Blue Bombers face a 2nd and 9 from the 12. Oldenhoff looking for the far side. He's got a man into the end zone. Hassler, touchdown, Blue Bombers.
Yeah, and once again, the defensive line just needs to be able to get a pressure there. They just need to get a pressure, and when the quarterback has 3, 4, 5 seconds in the pocket, that's just not going to be too much time for him to make a bad throw.
Yeah, you can't give Oldenhoff any time. He's a great quarterback, putting on a show so far here in this first half. Got another touchdown, one on the run to Gellings, and now his first one in the air to Winston Hassler. Blue Bombers going for 2 to try to make it a perfect 21 score and lead by 7. Handed up the chute to Gellings, pushing his way through.
Looks like
no signal yet.
Marked short.
Marked short. Unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt for the Blue Bombers, so our score stays Raiders 14, Blue Bombers 19.
Yeah, and Kiel right now needs a big momentum shift. Kiel doesn't have a lot of players down on that sideline due to the sickness and injury that we talked about in the pregame, but the sideline needs to get loud. The sideline needs to bring the energy. It's not a warm night, it's not a cold night, but they just need more energy, and I think a big return here could do that. But first, they got to recover. They got to recover it, and I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Kading is probably gonna do what he's done the last 3 kickoffs.
Absolutely. Yeah, Raiders kind of just getting a little too comfortable. They jumped out to that 14-0 lead, and their defense was great. Special teams was making big plays. The offense was flying, and now it is all KLC. The momentum all in their favor here with 4:46 to play in the first half. KLC has their first lead of the game. Caden, you give it back to the Raiders offense here to try to put together a successful drive with under 5 minutes to play. Let it go out of bounds. Flag's going to fly at the 26-yard line.
So that should bring them up to the 36, I believe. I believe that's a 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
I don't think it's 15, but it's more than 5.
And for the Raiders, they'll take it. They haven't had great positioning off kickoffs as of recent, but now they will set up at what looks to be the 35-yard line.
Guess it's a 9-yard penalty
right
today. Kingbaum stepping in to lead the pack.
Trying to put together a successful drive with 4:46 to play. They trail things by 5. Started on the ground himself, picks up nice gain.
great read from Kingbaum there as he's able to get about 5 yards on the play.
Brings up a 2nd and 5 here from the 40-yard line. Under 4.5 to play here in the half.
I'd like to see Coach Eswine try some passes.
Right. I mean, for the most part, Schaefer's been contained so far in this game.
Yeah, Schaefer's been contained. Kingbaum, aside from those first 2 drives, has really been shut down. Passing game is going to work.
This offense looking kind of just to wake up there as Schaefer just met at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard off the play. And it's going to be a 3rd and 4 coming up, under 4 minutes to play in the second.
Yeah, if you take a look at your screen, the KLC cornerbacks actually play about 5 yards off. I think they could, and it'll be timeout Raiders. But I think they could run some quick passes and get some quick yards.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, contact Crest Real Estate of Kiel, your team of real estate professionals for over 27 years. Contact Crest at 920-894-HOME or browse current listings at crestshomes.com. Crest Real Estate, experience with results. Do you want a classic cut like a flat top or a modern cut like an undercut? Or are you looking for a new style altogether? The answer is yes. Stop in at Goodfellas Barbershop. Goodfellas is now a father-son business with the ability to accommodate more walk-ins for a great haircut with great service. Come to Goodfellas Barbershop, located at 630 Fremont Street. Interested in an appointment? Call 920-894-HAIR. That's 920-894-4247. Goodfellas Barbershop. Cut the way you like it. It's the Raiders and the Blue Bombers here in the final week of the regular season for the high school football 2025 campaign. And as of currently, Raiders trail things by 5. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead. KLC defensive line jumping early.
Yeah, they had the first time they weren't going to call it. He got back to their side of the line of scrimmage, but that second time the guy got in there and had encroachment, and now we got a Raider first down.
1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. 3:33 to play here in the second. Off the read option, Keenbaum's going to take it himself. He's got just a gain of 1, and it's a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and really the run game is going to be hard. Tonight because of the size of this KLC defensive line. I mean, I'm sure you can see on the screens the difference in size between the KLC defensive line and the Raiders in white offensive line. It's going to be tough to run the ball.
Here's Keenbaum from the gun facing a 2nd and 9. He's going to take it himself. It's Schaefer off the direct snap. Brought down out of bounds and being taken down by Maxwell Savatsky. Got to pick up about 4 or 5 yards, and it's a 3rd down now and 6 right at midfield for the Raider offense.
Yeah, now you've got a third and 6 from the 50-yard line. Looks like one-on-one Holtz and the cornerback out there.
Keenbaum takes himself, blockers in front of him, opens up into the secondary, still on his feet, breaking off tackles. What a great run from the junior Keenbaum. Moving the chains here in the second with 2:33 to play, and the Raiders are on the move.
Yeah, great work by Kingbaum being able to shed off those tacklers, just getting those extra yards, which were obviously crucial in that play and just are crucial overall. Those extra yards are the ones that give you momentum. It's not the ones where you're not touched that give you momentum. It's the ones where you shake off a defender.
First and 10 from the KLC 35-yard line, 2:33 to play in the second quarter. Raiders trying to put together a successful drive before the half. Here's Kienbaum from the gun. Schaefer to his right. He gives it to Schaefer here on the near side. This picks up about 1 or 2 yards.
I think he got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe 1.
He does pick up 1 yard.
No.
Not
no,
even.
He got
Nope.
back. He just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. No gain on the play. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Raiders running a little bit low on the clock. Only have 2 timeouts remaining as the clock hits 2 minutes.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Kienbaum from the gun. Off the read. Pressure in front of him. Gets it off. He's looking for, that's number 26, Mason Schmidt, there on the far side. But it's incomplete. Met by the big Dominic Walters, 6'3", 270 for the Blue Bombers.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm assuming Walters was the read guy, the guy that Kienbaum was supposed to read, and he came up and practically untouched. So I'm going to say that was their read guy, but just not able to complete the pass as you have number 61 just in your face.
Big third down for the Raider offense. 3rd and 10 from the 35. Kienbaum's going to take it himself. Picks up 5 or 6 yards. Mark it 6 yards, and it's a 4th and 4 now coming up. And I believe KLC is going to call a timeout here, looking to try to get the ball back. 1:41 to play in the half. And the Raiders, after the timeout, are going to face a 4th and 4 from the 29.
Yeah, and to be honest, I would presume that Gerdakis is telling his players, do not jump. It's 4th and 4. If they jump, that's an automatic first down.
Absolutely.
I think you still got time. Nah.
1:41 to play in the second half. So now both teams with 2 timeouts to play with as we finish the first half action. Raiders face a 4th and 4, trailing by 5 as we approach half. Seen definitely a few Coach Eswine play calls trying to get him jump off sides. This time they'll snap it. Play action, swing it out wide to the far side. I believe that is, I think that's Mason Schmidt over there, the far side.
I believe that was. And what really just
huge
an
play.
Outstanding athlete Mason Schmidt is. I watched his last game last year as an 8th grader, and he ran that field like he owned it, and just a great player overall.
It's going to be great for the development of this Kiel Raider football program and getting a big play there to move the chains for the Raiders offense. Now they face a 1st and 10 off the keeper. Kienbaum just spinning off Blue Bomber bodies. Picks up about 1 yard only, though, off the efforts. And it's 2nd and 9. 1 minute to play here in the first half. Raiders offense going to go quick. 2nd and 9. Kienbaum from the gun. Gets the snap. Looking to the near side. Can't haul it in. That's Holtz on the near side. Flag does fly, though, I believe, here. Be a false start on the Raiders. Pre-snap penalty. It's going to back them up off a 2nd and 9.
Why was the play able to continue?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
Nevertheless, still a false start on the Raiders. Going to back them up.
Yeah, they
5 yards. Yep.
They should switch the clock, but don't believe they're going to.
49.6 on the scoreboard here from Kohler, Wisconsin. Again, both teams 2 timeouts to work with before the half. Raiders kind of keeping them in their back pocket as they face a 2nd and 14 from the KLC 25. Kienbaum from the gun. Hands it to Schaefer. Blockers in front of him, gets met by number 4, Hassler, I believe, here on the near side that was.
Timeout Raiders.
Kiel's going to use their second timeout of the half. Pickup of 5 yards on the play, looks like, and it's going to be a 2nd and 9 coming up. 41 seconds to play in the first half.
And the Raiders got a long 3rd and 10 here to try and get a first down to continue this drive or possibly get into the end zone and hope that the Blue Bombers don't reciprocate.
Well, for the Raiders, they try to punch it in here, take the lead before the half, and not give a chance for KLC to get the ball back and make a big play before the half, because that is the least likely scenario the Raiders want before the half.
True that.
14-19 our score, 41 seconds to play in the first half. Raiders face a 3rd and 10. Kienbaum's going to keep it himself, breaks one tackle, heaves one in the back of the end zone, incomplete. Coverage by Mateo Cruz. And now the Raiders face a 4th and 10 with 32.4 to play.
Yeah, and great work from Kienbaum, able to shed some tackles. Holtz was waving his hands in the back of that end zone. But Kienbaum was a little preoccupied, trying not to get sacked. And really a good throw.
Yeah, and he evaded that one tackle, too, and able to haul that or chuck one in the back of the end zone, barely missing the intended receiver.
And really, like, tonight we have there's a Jeremiah Funkhauser, who hasn't played center in a while, is in at center.
Kienbaum pump fakes, flies one to the back of the end zone, big hit, and a touchdown for the Kiel Raiders.
That is freshman tight end Carter Grow. I believe he's getting his first start tonight, and that is his first career touchdown.
Absolutely, coming in a beautiful spot. Raiders take the lead, 20-19 our score as we approach the half. Gardner on for the extra point to get the 2-point lead, 31.4 to play. An extra point, good for Gardner. He is perfect on the night. What a drive for the Raiders to approach the half here as they lead at 21-19.
Yeah, and Carter Grow got hit hard on that.
He did.
On that play, but was able to haul it in, and your Raiders now lead it 21-19, thanks to the freshman.
Our Raider broadcasts are proudly supported by Craig Benversi, your Dairyland seed dealer. Now with Alforix Alfalfa and La Crosse Seed, KB Seeds is your local Dairyland seed dealer with corn, beans, silage, and DLF seed dealer at the top of the line alfalfa. Craig Benversi, 920-207-0830. Contact him for all your corn, soybeans, alfalfa, silage, and grass needs. Well, the Raiders jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Then the Bombers responded with 19 straight to make the score 19-14. And now the freshman Carter Grow getting his first career touchdown. And it makes things 21-19. Kind of a wake-up call here for the Raiders. Offense, defense, special teams, all phases of the ball as we enter half, that they're not just going to get away with one easily here tonight. Squib kick from Gardner, taken in at the 35-yard line. He's just going to drop down at the 38. And the KLC offense going to come back out with 30.8 on the clock to play in the first half.
Good call from SY and having Gardner onside kick that. You don't want a kick return touchdown heading into halftime after you just get your freshman in the end zone. That would have been worst case scenario, and now the Raiders have a chance to defend on defense while KLC has a chance to score on offense.
1st and 10 for the Blue Bomber offense. They started at the 38, and they'll start it on the ground. Pushing up the chute, that's Gellings. He's gotten a lot of action here in this first half and will likely get a lot more in the second. He picks up about 2 or 3.
Yeah, the Raiders' defensive line did get pushed back again, but Maverick Solchek found a hole in that offensive line and was able to get through, make the play, and hold the running back to Gellings to just 2 yards.
Timeout for KLC. Now each team with... Oh, the Raiders have 0.
Yeah, the Raiders used all of
Yep.
theirs.
And the Blue Bombers will have 1. After the timeout, they will face a 2nd and 8, 24.8 to play in the first half. Trying to put together a last seconds drive here before the end of the half. Give a lot of credit to this KLC offense. They have really responded after that 14 straight points from the Raiders, responding with their own 19. And now they are only trailing by 2, likely to lead the half here unless they pull something together. Oldenhoff looking around in the pocket. It's going to flick one off to his receiver, looking for Connor Bartz on the far side, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, great coverage from all of the Raiders secondary to keep that from spoiling into something big.
21.2 to play here in the half. Blue Bombers offense face a 3rd and 8 from their own 40-yard line. 3 receivers here come to the near side, 1 on the far side.
Yeah, and KLC loves to run the trips, which is when there's 3 receivers on one side.
Oldenhoff flings one here to the near side. He's got his big receiver, number 84, Carter Zimmerman.
About a yard short, though.
Looks like, yeah, 1 yard short.
And if the Raiders can get a stop here, they could be looking at possibly another offensive possession. With 16
seconds, no timeouts. Might be a little tough, but a big stop on
Just
defense would be a big bright side here as we approach the half.
Just don't be like Whitewater's offense against La Crosse and kneel for an overtime. Still a little bit angry about that.
Oldenhoff from the gun, 4th and 1 for the Blue Bomber offense. Cruz comes in motion. They handed up the shoot to Gellings, almost tripped by the shoelaces. Still pushing through into the secondary, finally taken down at the 39-yard line. Big run for Gellings.
Again, Funkhauser was was able to take up as much as Gellings' time as possible, but just no one was able to come in and lay a hit on him, holding on to his legs for anything to go down. And Andrew Salm, as always, just hustling. Andrew Salm is such a team player, the senior. He always has been. I saw that in him since his freshman year. Always wanting to be better for the team.
Yeah, now this year he's earned the opportunity to be a senior captain, get super valuable minutes for this team. Absolutely, no doubt. For all the seniors, for that matter. Kyle Koenig, Logan Miller, Jeremiah Funkhauser, all super big leaders and really have led to the success of this team so far. And here tonight they face, trying to keep their season alive, clinch a playoff berth, 12 straight season that would be if they get it done here tonight. So 8.2 seconds to play. Blue Bomber offense with a 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. No timeouts remaining. They're going to go for a last-second heave. Looking long for Carter Zimmerman, way out of his reach, and it's incomplete. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 with 3.2 to play. This will likely be the final play of the half, Brandon.
Yeah, and that type of play is one of those that you usually throw when there are zeros on the clock. But KLC wanted the big shot early, and now they kind of, to be honest, actually, I don't hate that call because now they've kind of got a read of what Kiel's defense might do on those long plays, and they'll know how to counter it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Zimmerman here on this final play of the half. It's a 2nd and 10. Final play of the half here with 3.2. They send 3 men in motion, give a ISO for Zimmerman here on the near side. Schaefer on the coverage here, near side. Oldenhoff looking for the far side, up the shoot. No one there, incomplete, and that will bring us to halftime. Raiders 21, Blue Bombers 19. We'll step aside, take a break this thing down here in the first half on Kiel Raider Radio. You're listening to high school football.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
As with most other things in life, the key to achieving your long-term financial objectives is preparation. Your goal may be to protect your family during your working years, or guarantee your own retirement security. These things won't happen by accident. It is important to map out a strategy that will help you meet those goals. The good news is that it is never too late to start. Of course, preparing your financial future can be intimidating. Luckily, you do not have to do it alone. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Olick. You can find Todd on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. Todd brings knowledge and expertise to help families and businesses in Kiel and surrounding communities achieve financial success. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders.
Enjoy house-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel.
Welcome back to Kohler, Wisconsin, week 9 of the high school football season. Final week for the high school football scene of the 2025 campaign. At the half, it's the Kiel Raiders with 21 and the Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Blue Bombers with 19. Miles Detroit, Brandon Muehlbauer, Allie Muehlbauer, our crew here from Kohler, Wisconsin. What a half. What a first half. Raiders came out of the chute with 14 straight points, and then KLC responding with their own 19 straight, and then the Raiders stringing together a beautiful drive to end things, where KLC ending up not putting any more points on the board to end the first half, and that is where our score is, 21-19. Brandon, I mean, this is what we expected. It was going to be a great game. Two teams, KLC trying to knock Kiel off of a playoff berth, clinching here tonight, comfortably entering the seeding show tomorrow. And for KLC, their season's over. No conference recognitions for them or playoffs for them. So that tonight they enjoy their final game of the season and look to knock off the Kiel Raiders. But overall, just thoughts of this great, phenomenal first half, action-packed.
Yeah, this has been really almost exactly how I would have guessed it would have went. The Raiders sticking to their guns, going a lot of Schaefer, going a lot of Kingbaum, just running that read option and really running it well for the most part, and then really only going for the pass when necessary. And when necessary, they were able to hit Carter. Brady Kingbaum was able to hit Carter Grow in the end zone, which gave the Raiders this 21-19 lead. KLC, really, I was not expecting them to shift to the run, but Gelling, as I almost trip on the chair, Gelling has just been phenomenal for the Blue Bombers. And Coach Gerdakis had a game plan ready, had a game plan ready. I'm thinking he kind of shied away from it when he saw how well Gellings was doing, but overall made the right adjustments. And this game is going to be an instant classic.
Yeah, entering this game, Gellings had 62 attempts for 279 yards on the ground, and he has just had a great first half, and they're going to look for him to be even better in the second as they look to upset the Raiders here in Week 9 of the high school regular football season. 21-19 our score at the half. Miles Detroit, Brandon Muehlbauer, Allie Muehlbauer, our crew. We'll get you updates here from the EWC. Three-way tie right now for first place between Brilliant, New Holstein, and Roncalli. Basically, they all win tonight. They have a share of the conference. If one loses, they're out. They don't get a share, and only the winners will get a share tonight. So at the half, obviously here we have the Raiders 21, KLC 19. Roncalli at Chilton, they lead at 14-0, the Jets over the Tigers. New Holstein 13, SMC 7, and Brilliant leads Valders 26-6. Those games all at halftime like we are here from Kohler, Wisconsin. So interesting because you have the playoffs that, you're fighting for, and most of these teams in the EWC, that three-way tie, Brilliant, New Holstein, Roncalli, SMC. Chilton's still fighting for a playoff spot right behind the Raiders. I believe they're behind the Raiders in points. So, they're kind of hoping the Raiders lose tonight, and, conference playoffs, so much to fight for here in the final week of the regular season, Brandon.
Yeah, Chilton's fighting for a playoff spot tonight. Valders is fighting for a playoff spot tonight. The Raiders are fighting for a playoff spot tonight. And Roncalli, New Holstein, and Brilliant all fighting for a shot at that conference title. So the closest game right now, New Holstein leads SMC 13-7, which if I was to look down that schedule and look at some upset watches, that is the one that I would have marked on the calendar, is New Holstein versus SMC. SMC really a good team, really a bounce-back season from last season. Their first year in the EWC really just struggled. I believe they ended the season 1-8 overall and 0-7 in conference. But this year they have been great, including SMC's quarterback having a perfect passer rating against the Raiders defense, which just keeps on reminding me of the Raiders passing struggles, and we've seen that. We haven't really seen that here tonight. Tonight it's been more Gelling has just been running through the the defense with that Cam Scadaboo type of style. Gosh, that's such a fun name to say.
Yeah.
I got to keep saying that.
Yeah, for talking about SMC, what a turnaround they've had. 3-3 in conference, 4-4 overall. Currently, they sit at fourth best in the EWC. And if you remember when the Zephyrs took on the Raiders back, let's see, in
September 13th, I believe.
Oh, man, how do you even know that? 19th.
19th. Dang it.
Week 5 of the high school football season. What a game that was. Raiders had a chance to tie things. They had a 93-yard hook and ladder that you might have heard Brandon and I's call. And they had a chance to tie it with an extra point made, and it was blocked by the SMC special teams, and they ended up losing that game by a singular point.
Yeah, I know me and Logan Miller were at Quick Trip until midnight that night.
What?
We were at Quick Trip. We were I'd say there was about 20 minutes of us just breaking down that play, that extra point.
That's
and
nuts.
the rest was just us talking about the season, and really just, and I haven't talked. I gotta talk to him again, but I don't think I've really talked to him much since that night. But we had a really nice conversation. Just he was asking me about college. I was talking to him about how school's going. I obviously talked to him about the football team and how he was feeling. At that point, he was not feeling real good. I hope he's feeling a little bit better now that we've got a chance at playoffs next week. And if they can take the win tonight with Chilton down now 14-0 against Roncalli. I'd say if Chilton takes the L, that's almost a guaranteed playoff berth for the Raiders. With a Chilton loss, but with a loss here tonight for the Raiders, they could be looking at possibly like a 5-hour drive to where was it, Grantsburg?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a long drive. And we'll figure out what here at Kiel Raider Radio, what the future for that would look like.
All right. It'll all be decided tomorrow, 10 a.m. seating show.
So no. Okay.
We'll talk about the playoff matrix, unofficial rankings, thanks to great analyst Andy Lavoie, who does this. You can visit him, andylavoie.com, for the Wisconsin high school football matrix. Unofficial rankings is Kiel sitting at 28th due to points in Division 5. They are at 5.41 playoff points, and those points come from competition of your players. We talked about this in pregame. Different playoff look for the high school football scene. They earned 2.4 points in the win against Valders, 2.39 in the win against Chilton, and 0.62 in Week 1 win against Sheboygan Falls. So right now they're unofficially in 28th, and the top 32 teams of points get into the playoff bracket. And right now, the last team out in 33rd is Spooner with 4.02 points.
Amaro would be, or first team out.
First team out is Spooner with 4.02 points. And the Raiders, like I mentioned before, have 5.41. So they're in a comfortable spot right now. But there are a bunch of teams below them that can win tonight, get a bunch of points because they're playing good competition. But really, it's a big drop-off compared to the Raiders. So, if they do end up losing tonight, which obviously they hope not to do, they win, they're comfortably into playoffs. But if they lose, there's a chance they may get in, but they're also putting themselves at big risk of not making the playoff, Division 5 playoff bracket. So that's why tonight is such a big game, and it has been such a action-packed, eventful game so far here from Kohler, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Amaro currently losing 30-0 to St. Mary Springs. I don't think anyone didn't expect that outcome. But so that's the current look for Amaro right now. Should have done better journalism and gotten what most of these teams were playing today, but
they have
do they have
so like
okay.
Spooner in
Ashland.
33, that's the first team out. They take on Ashland. For example, University School takes on 2-6 St. Thomas More. Bloomer takes on 6-2 St. Croix Falls. Oostburg might be a big one. They take on 6-2 Hilbert. That's a tough matchup. But yeah, the teams behind Kiel. So like Richland Center in 29th, and the Raiders compared to the Raiders 28th. They take on Prairie de Jane, 5-3. For Chilton, obviously Roncalli. Chilton right now sits 30th in the unofficial playoff matrix. Laconia 31st. They take on 3-5 Campbell Sport tonight. Amro takes on Springs, like you mentioned. Spooner, Ashland. So yeah, really just all depends. If the Raiders lose tonight, it won't drop their points, but there are teams that behind them, with 4 points, 4.48 points, 5 points that can get 1 points, 2 points that can jump ahead of Kiel and drop them below that 32 and knock them out of the playoffs and end their season. So really it all just depends about the other schools and how they do. So if that makes sense, obviously this year is a new playoff look. It's based on points, who you play, the division. So there's Tier 1 points and Tier 2 points. It's really complicated, a lot to get into, but you can look online, research it. But basically, to sum it all up, it's based on the points and the competition you play throughout the season if you earn yourself a bid to the WIA football playoffs. we can talk about the Raiders losing tonight, but if they win, they are comfortably in. They're 28th right now. They win, they're in. They lose, who knows what can happen. They sit eagerly, patiently, antsy on 10 a.m. tomorrow to see if they get in or not.
Yeah. I'm going to say that Richland Center's winning 32-20, but I don't really know. The scoreboard's kind of goofy on that one. But
right, and that's a team with 5.27 points as of currently entering this week, and Kiel's at 5.41. So that's a team that can sneak up if the Raiders lose tonight. That's and to show how it kind of works, if that makes sense for all the viewers watching back home. Again, our Facebook stream is not working. And now it just says, okay, it says offline. I thought we weren't live. We are live on the YouTube. Facebook having an issue like we've had all this fall season. Spread the word if you can to family, friends, loved ones listening back home. YouTube is up and the Facebook is now. We're going to step aside, take a break, and bring you second half action here of week 9 of the high school football season. You are listening to Kiel Raider Radio.
Go Kiel Raiders! Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holsting, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit yourpfcu.com.
Are you looking for a great atmosphere and great food? Look no further than the Gravel Pit in Kiel. Try one of our great weekly specials. Burgers on Tuesdays, Chef's Choice on Wednesdays, wrap and fries on Thursdays. Get yourself a steak sandwich and fries or a perch basket with potato salad before Raider football on Friday nights. Then finish your week with a crispy chicken sandwich and fries on Saturdays. Call 920-894-8493 for details. The Gravel Pit, located just outside of Kiel on Highway 57.
Are you looking for someone to build you, your new house, or maybe remodel your old aging home? Maybe you need some small work done like installing a storm door or a new window. Those little home improvements that you just can't find the time for, or maybe you just don't know how. If interested, give us a call at 920-894-7507 or shoot us an email at albrightagainllc@yahoo.com. Jobs big or small, call Albright Again Home Improvements for all your home improvement needs.
At On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
At Drexel Building Supply, our mission is to supply happiness. And with that, we are committed to finding the best team members supporting the local builder and maximizing profits to do Jesus' work here on earth. From lumber and trusses to cabinets and doors, let us be organized on your behalf for your next project. Visit us at 274 Cemetery Road in Kiel or give us a call at 866-328-2583.
Are you looking for a sweet treat? Delicious pastries, fresh donuts? How about the best fresh baked bread or hard rolls? Rex Bakery is serving up the delicious bakery that we have come to love. Check out the retail location right in downtown Kiel at 319 Fremont Street or give them a call to set up a wholesale account for your business. Your fourth generation hometown bakery. Rex Bakery, family owned since 1908.
Welcome back to Kohler, Wisconsin here from Ebben Field. It's the Raiders and the Blue Bombers. We're getting set for second half action. Raiders leading things 21-19 on the Parker John scoreboard. To kind of recap that first half, if you missed it, Raiders came out 14 straight points and the Blue Bombers responded with their own 19. And then the Raiders stringing together a nice last-minute drive to end the half, and that is where they lead things 21-19 as we start what is going to be a great second half here from Ebben Field. Glad to do it with my partner Brandon Mielbauer here from Kohler, Wisconsin. KLC will kick this thing away. Raiders kicked it off to start the first half, and now it'll be KLC to kick it to start the second. A squib kick to the far side, taken in by the Raiders. Big return up to midfield. They're going to mark it the 49-yard line. Raiders with a nice return to start the half, and their offense will step out, led by the junior Brady Kienbaum. First and 10, 11:54 to play in quarter number 3.
Yeah, Kienbaum's had himself a game so far today. Lots of rushing yards. Got the passing touchdown, got the rushing touchdown, and now looking to lead the offense to open up this lead.
Kienbaum from the gun, play action. They're going to go to the near side, looking for Gardner just over the head of the intended senior target, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah.
We have an injured KLC member, looking like maybe a cramp. That might be a defensive line edge rusher.
Yeah, looks like defensive lineman.
65 maybe, Michael Putnam. That would be correct. That could be the junior Putnam down there at midfield.
Yeah, the receiver Gardner a little bit easier to overthrow at 5'8" than Ryan Holtz.
Yeah, right.
5'8", but and you were correct. That is number 65, Michael Putnam.
Yeah, big loss up front.
Yeah.
One of the 3 linemen for this Blue Bomber defensive line. The others, Walter and Baxter.
It looks like they brought 75 in, or was he already in?
I think he was normally already in.
He was normally already in, so 74. Yeah, that would probably be right.
Seafelt, 6 foot 210. Handed off to Schaefer off a 2nd and 10. Breaks 1 tackle, pushing through, pushed out of bounds by Klitsky, the junior. Picks up about 4 yards, and it's going to be a 3rd and 6 coming up. 11:44 to play in the 3rd. Ball placed at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and Schaefer worried me a little bit, started running backwards, and then was able to get upfield.
Handed off to Schaefer on the far side. Just nowhere to go. Hopping over KLC defenders. Picks up 2 yards. And it's going to be a 4th and 5 coming up.
Just add 2.
Raiders face a 4th and 5 with 11:17 to play in the 3rd quarter. From the KLC 44-yard line. 2 receivers here on the near side. Schaefer to the left of Kienbaum from the gun. Different play call here for the Raider offense. Schaefer bumps to the right of Kienbaum. Off the Kienbaum keeper. Picks up only a few yards. Picks up 3. It's going to be a turnover on downs. So now KLC takes over, and it's a 1st and 10. Raiders did not get enough.
Yeah, Kienbaum tried to stretch a little bit, just about 2 yards short. I don't think Kienbaum has 2-yard long arms to be able to get that over. But regardless, now KLC's offense will take over with the trips on your near side.
1st and 10 from the KLC 41-yard line. Oldenhoff from the gun, swinging out wide to his receiver, Cruz, working his way up the field. Brought down out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Picks up 6 yards, and it's a 2nd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, and I see Eswine talking to Gardner down on the sideline. What I assume he's probably saying is Gardner's got to keep him outside and force him back inside, force him to where the action is, force him to where help is. But
Oldenhoff from the gun. Hands it off to Gellings up the chute. Breaks multiple tackles. A lot of room in front of him. 2 men to beat. And just keep piling through. He pushed down Josh Baldwin. A huge pickup for Gellings. Pushing through Raider defenders and moves the chains.
Yeah, and Baldwin, a really good player. Not easy to get him on the ground, but Gellings able to muster up a couple extra yards and get a first down. And now KLC in good field position for the rest of this drive.
Gain of 21 for Gellings. It's 1st and 10 from the Raider 25. Swinging out wide to the far side. He's got his man Bartz breaking tackles and brought down. Play is blown dead. Brian Holt brought him down. Another big gain, big throw for Oldenhoff. Blue Bombers move the chains. They're knocking on the door here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Big upset watch from the EWC. St. Mary Catholic now leads New Holsting 14-13.
New Holstein in that run of sharing conference, tied with Brilliant and Roncalli. If they lose, they do not get a share. Oldenhoff from the gun, sent a man in motion, and that is Cruz. Instead, they're going to hand it to Gellings up the middle, pushing through Raider defenders as he's done all night. Picks up a few yards, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, those other 2 games that are for a sheriff conference are a lot to a little, so looks like that New Holstein game will be the one to watch if you want to see who will get a sheriff conference. Right now it's looking like Roncalli and Brilliant, but it's only a 1-point lead, so we'll see.
Off the gain of 6 from Gellings. It is 2nd and 4 coming up from the 6-yard line. Oldenhoff in the gun. Gellings to his left. Give it in the motion man to Cruz and is brought down by Raider defenders. Looks like right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 4 coming up.
Yeah, and Gellings tried to find a hole there, but every gap got filled by a Raider defender and brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, loss of 1.
Now very different 3rd and 5 compared to the 2nd and 4 that the Bombers just had.
Raiders defense looking to hold strong here. This time Gellings is going to go to the slot on the far side. Oldenhoff from the gun alone. Signals Gellings in motion. Snap to Oldenhoff. Looking to the far side. ISO for Zimmerman. And he hauls it in. Touchdown, Kohler.
Touchdown, KLC. Oldenhoff to Zimmerman. 7 yards out.
Yeah, and Schaefer just gave Zimmerman way too much room. He looked almost wide open, but Schaefer was just not able to get back there in time to make a play on the ball. And now your Raiders are down 25-21.
2nd time Oldenhoff has found Zimmerman in the back of the end zone, and now KLC going to try for 2 points to extend the lead to 6. Oldenhoff from the gun. Gellings to his right, 2 receivers on the far side, one of them being Zimmerman, who just scored the touchdown. Send Zimmerman in motion. Snap to Oldenhoff, looking for the ISO this time for Cruz, and he's got it. 2-point conversion is good for the Blue Bombers. We saw that ISO on the touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion, the ISO for Zimmerman on the touchdown, and the ISO for Cruz on the 2-point.
Yeah, and Cruz utilizing that 5-yard give that they use for physicality. The receivers and the cornerbacks get 5 yards that they can be physical, and then it's basically no contact. And Cruz able to use it, was able to get a little bit of space on Schaefer, and now it is 27-21.
We got a game. I mean, what a turn of events here to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, it looked like nothing could stop the Raiders at the start of this game.
Absolutely.
Started with really 2 very dominant touchdowns. Led this game 14-0, and didn't seem to be looking back. And then the squib kick from KLC really changed the momentum of this game.
Now KLC going to give the football back to the Raiders. They trail it by 6 here with 7:37 to play in the third. Taken in on the far side, I believe that's Schmidt. Kind of a horse collar tackle taken down at the 37-yard line. And the Raiders offense going to come back out for the second time in this half. And Brady Kienbaum looking to string together a nice drive to take back this lead that they've had for most of this game.
And really, Schmidt was able to put the Raiders in pretty good field position. Now Kienbaum and friends gotta make some moves here.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Holton Gardner here on the near side. Schaefer to the right of Kienbaum. Kienbaum snap, play action, swing it out wide to Gardner. Just missed him over the head of the senior target, Blake Gardner. We saw that in the opening drive of the half where Kienbaum just missed his intended receiver, Gardner. And now it's a 2nd and 10 with 7.5 to play.
Yeah, and on basically screen passes like that, you got to be able to hit your guy. Whether that ends up resulting in no yards or a gain, you got to be able to hit your man and give him a chance.
Same formation here for the Raider offense. It's Kienbaum from the gun, off 2nd and 10, gets the low snap, off the reverse action, give it to Goodman for the first time tonight, who is just stuffed at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play, even a loss of 1, and it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and we've talked about Gellings, how he's got that Scattaboo type of run style. That's the same thing with Micah Goodman. He's just trying to be as physical as possible, just going to run through defenders. That time, the big man didn't let go, and he was down for a loss of 1 yard.
I'm going to say Micah is a lot more similar to Cam Scattaboo. He's got that just crazy mentality. He'll do anything. Kienbaum now scanning. Met at the line of scrimmage and is finally brought down. Loses a yard even on the play, and it's a 4th and 12 now for the Raider offense. They are likely going to punt this thing away.
Yeah, no, I could be wrong, but it almost looked like there were only 3. There were really only 3 KLC defenders that were dropping back in coverage. The linebackers kind of seemed like they were all almost QB spy, and just keeping an eye on Kienbaum, except for maybe the near side linebacker. But
Raiders going to punt this thing away. Low snap for Kienbaum, and another just special teams error for the Raiders. And something they have struggled with all season is snapping the football, and here it's going to cost them once again. KLC is going to take over at the Raider 35-yard line. Beautiful field positioning, and already with a 6-point lead with 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, and if the maybe it's early to say, but if the Raiders want to stay in this and have a chance, they have to get a stop here and get a stop early. Don't let them. KLC has momentum, but you gotta turnover, 4th down stop, anything to keep them out of the end zone.
Oldenhoff scanning. He's got a receiver down. Can't catch it, though. He had it in his hands, and he dropped it. And that his receiver, Zimmerman, who has caught a lot of his targets so far here tonight, had it in his hands, but then dropped it at the last second, and it's incomplete.
Checking the review right now to see if maybe Schaefer got a hand on that. But no, I don't think Schaefer had a hand on it. Yeah. It looks like he just dropped it. Great camera work by my sister, Allie. I'm only admitting that on the mic, not off of the mic. But
oh, wow. So now a 2nd and 10 here from the 25-yard line. Oldenhoff rolling to the near side, spikes it on the ground, kills the play, and it is a 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, and really looked like he was actually going for the receiver that was right there, but kind of Looked like it might have gotten stuck in his grip and kind of just threw it at the feet.
Yeah, what a great job Oldenhoff has done in the pocket, you know, killing plays when he doesn't see anything. He's got great vision like we talked about in the first half.
I'm trying to get things together.
Look.
Handoff to Gellings up the chute. He picks up about 6 yards. So nevertheless, it's going to be a 4th down and about 6 yards.
Yeah, and it looks like, yep, Andrew Kleinhunts will be switching back to his classic 87 jersey. He's been playing guard so far tonight, but looks like Eswine will want him to get back into the pass game, possibly as a tight end.
Now it's a 4th and 3 from the 18. Oldenhoff from the gun, 2 receivers here on the near side. Gellings behind him, play action. Oldenhoff moving around the pocket. He's got a receiver wide open. It's Cruz, and he hauls it in. Touchdown, KLC.
That is worst case scenario for the Raiders. You could not let this lead get up to 2 scores, and now it is a 2-point conversion away from a 14-point lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, worst case scenario really stretches this game out. And now the Blue Bombers going to go for 2, try to get a perfect 35 here on the scoreboard to officially make it a 14-point lead. Oldenhoff from the gun sends Cruz in motion. And they hit Zimmerman wide open on the slant route. 2-point conversion is good. Kiel 21, KLC 35.
It seems like the Raiders either cannot stop the run or they cannot stop the pass. They started, like I said, they started off hot those first couple possessions, but since then in the first half it was Gellings that was just destroying this defense, and now the quarterback is just slinging the ball and able to get some points on the board for Kohler.
Well, if you look at their stats, you compare their passing attempts, they have 230 to their rushing attempts, 151. I mean, it's pretty close. You know, I think us and this Kiel Raiders team, you know, kind of viewing Kohler as a pass-heavy team, but I mean, they've ran the ball phenomenally tonight. Zeke Gellings having maybe his best game of the season, and I mean, they've come out with both sides of the offense, the pass game and the rushing game, and it has worked out as they lead by 2 scores here with 4:55 to play in the 3rd quarter. And now the Raiders a little nervous, down 2 scores. They got to get something on the board, and there another bobbled kickoff return for the Raiders special teams. We're going to go out of bounds and mark it there. Likely going to be mark at the 31-yard line. That's where the Raider offense is going to come back out, again with 4:51 to play in the 3rd quarter.
And, you know, not to state the obvious, but the Raiders really need a score right here. And hopefully it can come quick. There's still about 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, but really you'd like a score to come quick.
Send Schaefer in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep. A lot of room in front of him. One man to beat, just plowing through Zimmerman, showing the physicality he has. Schaefer even talking some smack, I think, after the play. Showing the Raiders that they are here. They're not going down without a fight with their season still on the line here in Week 9. Approaching 4.5 to play.
And then when I think about a winning mentality, I think about guys like Mason Schaefer. I think about guys like Jeremiah Funkhauser. Guys who just hate to lose, and that's what they're thinking right now.
Schaefer's put everything on the line this season, and he is not going to go down without a fight. Hand it to Schaefer up the chute, who has just met picks up just 1 yard. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 1 coming up. 4 minutes to play in the third. Raiders offense faces a big 3rd and 1. Kienbaum gets the call from Coach Cheswine. Head back to the huddle. The Raiders will break. Two far side receivers for the Raiders offense. Holtz here on the near side.
I'm going to predict a counter from that original jet sweep.
Schaefer on the near side is going to fake the jet sweep. Kienbaum with a lot of room in front of him into the secondary. Still pushing through, and the junior with a great run. Fake the jet sweep to Schaefer and picks up big yardage. Moves the chains for the Raiders.
So if Micah Goodman is Cam Scadaboo, I'd say Brady Kienbaum is Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that mentality as well.
Great duo out there.
My sister's laughing at me to my right, but.
We got a 1st and 10 here now from the 42-yard line. Raiders break. Two receivers once again on the far side. Schaefer in the same spot here on the near side, not Holtz. Kienbaum from the gun. Under 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Gets the snap. Looking long for intended receiver. He's got it into the secondary, pushing his way through inside the 25, brought down at the 21-yard line.
That is freshman Carter Groh once again. Something must be unplugged.
You have a black screen right now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so that's connected there. Is something...
Let's see. Hold on.
You guys get to see Miles' pretty face real quick.
Why is it not showing up?
Okay. We're going to try to get this fixed as soon as possible for you guys. Here. Is this? That's for that. There? Is that it? No.
Here we go. Then switch it back to. Why is it? Whoa. It's going away though. All right, you figure that out. I'm gonna try to call it. We apologize. You got a black.
Yeah, just call play-by-play. Major play-by-play.
So we're gonna do a radio only right now, as of sorts. 21-35 our score here with 1:47 to play in the third. Raiders face a 2nd and 9 here from the KLC 20. Flags fly. It's going to be delayed game on the Raider offense. Here we go. There we go. Got it.
Okay.
Just don't touch any cords. We're back to video. I don't know what happened. That was really weird, but we got back to video. You should see the action back on your screen. They're going to send Schaefer in motion, give it to him on the jet sweep. Evades 1 tackle, evades 2, and is brought down inside the 25-yard line. Where'd my papers go? Okay, so they just vanished.
Oh, here, I had them. Okay. My bad.
That's all right.
I am actually blind. Okay.
Get you back to the action. 3rd and 10 here from the KLC 25-yard line. Kienbaum from the gun gets the snap, looking on the near side, fakes one, gives it to his receiver, Andrew Kleinhunts here on the near side, only picking up about a yard or two, and brings up a 4th down. Most definitely 4-down territory here for the Raiders. Down 2 scores. Approaching the end of the third here, 40 seconds to play. No one touched any cords up here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened for the fans back home listening, watching.
Yeah.
Just had something wrong with our camera there.
Mm-hmm.
So now Raiders facing a 4th and 6, approaching 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Might be the final play of the quarter. Fling one up for Andrew Kleinhunts, incomplete. Coverage by Connor Bartz for the Blue Bombers. And the Raiders are going to turn it over on downs. 10.9 to play in the third. KLC's going to get the football back up 2 scores.
I don't know. I feel like you almost got to look for a better pass there. He had time aside from 75 coming. Aside from 75 coming at him, but I believe Brady could have outran 75.
Here's the run from Gellings, who's got a lot of room here on the near side. 3 Raiders having to bring him down at a big run for the junior. 2.6 to play in the quarter. It's a gain of 29 yards for the junior Gellings. Moves the chains, and KLC is going to have one last play before the quarter.
They did say he went out of bounds. So
Gellings has had a night.
Yeah.
A night. He's probably got more yards tonight than he had entering this game on the season. 279 he had entering the game here tonight.
Klein Hunt's heading back into that guard jersey.
Final play of the quarter. It'll be Oldenhoff swinging out wide to the far side. And that will end it here.
Turf Monster got
in
him.
the third quarter. Turf Monster indeed got him. We enter the fourth. The Raiders season on the line. The fourth quarter, will it be their last of the season, or will they crawl themselves back into this game? We'll find out when we come back. You're listening to Kiel Raider Radio.
At On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. On Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries. Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. On Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. Ebben Field here from Kohler, Wisconsin. We enter the fourth with the Raiders trailing the Blue Bombers 21-35. KLC on the run. They face a 2nd and 5 coming up here to start the quarter. They will now be moving left to right here on your screen.
Raiders just need some energy, need to find any momentum to bring them back into this game.
Here's the snap handed off to their man who's had a phenomenal night, Zeke Gellings. He's got enough for a first down, picks up about 7 yards, moves the chains. KLC on the move as we start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we said it before the game. KLC's not gonna go down without a fight. I said it. I have it in my notes. This game was never gonna be easy. If Kiel doesn't play hard, they're not going to win. Now, obviously, we know that with sicknesses, people playing different positions, that also affects how the playing is tonight. But overall, the Raiders just need a little bit more grit.
1st and 10 for the Blue Bomber offense. Zeke Gellings with the carry. Picks up only 1 yard. So coming up, it's going to be a 2nd and 9 for KLC.
And the Raiders just need more of that. The offensive line needs to be a rock wall and not move, as it looks like they're bringing in the big formation. They moved Jeremiah Funkhauser to end, and it looks like is that 77 in at D tackle and 75 in at D, and Connor Bondi in at D tackle.
Here's Oldenhoff from the gun, looking up the shoot off the slant route. He's got Bartz. Off the target's got enough for the first down. Gain of about 10 moves the chains for the Blue Bombers once again. They are on the move, knocking on the door. It's 1st and 10. 10 and a half to play in the 4th. I mean, Brandon, if they score here, that might be the dagger. A 3-score lead in the 4th. Not a lot of time left. And KLC is looking hot right now on the run. Gellings, far side, and he might do it. He will score. Touchdown, KLC. I guess it is the announcer's jinx, as now the Blue Bombers now just went. We got holding on KLC, so we're going to erase that touchdown. Holding against KLC is going to bring him back, erase the touchdown, which would have been
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
a big touchdown for Gellings. Brings it back to the... Oh, now we're moving it.
Yeah.
Pardon. They're going to mark it the 27-yard line. That's a 1st and 10 for KLC.
So
It's from spot of the foul.
Yes,
Yeah.
KLC gains a yard and doesn't lose it down, but at least the touchdown's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. 3-score lead. KLC rocking here in the 4th. They're going to go deep for Zimmerman, and he's incomplete. Almost had it. What a throw from Oldenhoff to Zimmerman. Just broken up. Good coverage from Schaefer there on the far side. And it is 2nd down.
New Holstein now leads SMC 20-16 with 4 minutes left. And Brilliant, I think you mentioned earlier, Brilliant beat Valders 47-6.
I mentioned off air, yeah.
Yeah.
So now they officially have a share of conference with the win against Valders. A big one, 47-6.
I might actually even throw on that New Holstein SMC game. I want to see that in action.
Mateo Cruz goes in motion. Get an ISO here on the near side. Instead, they're going to hand it to Gellings on the far side. He picks up, looks like what's to be 4 yards. And it's a 3rd down for the KLC offense. Raiders D needs a big 2 stops here off 3rd down and 4 coming up. From the 22, Blue Bombers approaching the red zone. Zaleski Sports is at New Holstein?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
That's crazy.
I was thinking the same thing.
They've covered SMC like all year.
Uh-huh.
They do a Hard Knocks for them.
Yeah.
Off a 3rd and 4 for false start.
On just about the entire KLC front line.
Yep. Big pre-snap penalty here for the Blue Bomber offense.
Of course. Technical difficulties in New Holstein. Never would have guessed.
Maybe it's your phone.
No,
Zaleski Sports is always on it.
They're
man.
saying.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone's commenting.
Oh man, Zaleski Sports. We had issues there too. Last year, me and Coach Hassinger. Yeah. It's that field.
Number 11,
it's
New
cursed.
Holstein? Or is that what that says? It's got to be. Number 11, New Holstein. Where are they ranked number 11?
Bound.
Bound, really?
Yeah.
Do they go up to 11? I don't know.
I saw Roncalli was ranked too.
Yeah, Roncalli, I believe, is either 10 or 8.
Oldenhoff rolling out to the far side. Evades 1 tackle, gets out of bounds. And it's going to be a 4th down and 8 now off the pickup of 1 on 3rd down.
Raiders need a crucial stop here.
Absolutely.
Crucial stop.
You get down 3 scores, that might be the game with 8:53 to play. That's going to be a lot of catching up and not a lot of time.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on both of these games.
Right here, we're focused on the Raiders and the Blue Bombers. Raiders fighting to keep their season alive. And right now, they trail it 2 scores against the Blue Bombers. Looking to upset them here in Week 9. Throw it out to the near side. Near side official says it's incomplete.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a turnover on down for the Blue Bomber offense. Raiders take over at the 26.
I believe that was the right call. Might be biased, but I believe that was the right call. It kind of looked like it went through his arm and popped back up.
It looked like that near side official was right there to see it, too.
He had a
great view.
perfect angle.
Yep.
He had the diagonal angle, and wow, that was weird. Diagonal angle.
Off of 1st and 10, Raider offense going to take back over, down 2 scores with 8:47 to play here in the final quarter of action.
Yeah, Raiders need to bring some speed, bring some fire, bring some urgency to this game right now.
Kienbaum from the gun. Off the read option, Kienbaum's going to take it himself, fighting for some yards. Kienbaum has just spun off Blue Bomber defenders all night long, keeping it on those read plays, and he's had a great game to this point.
Kienbaum has that keep going mentality. No play is ever dead mentality. Play until the whistle, and that is something that any coach, but especially I know Coach Eswine loves to see.
So off the gain of 3 from the junior Kienbaum, sets up a 2nd and 7 from their own 29-yard line. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. Kienbaum from the gun, looking to pass. He's got Gardner here on the near side. This time he hauls it in, brought down out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that was a little scary. The Kienbaum saw that Gardner was open. I don't think Gardner realized.
Their timing's just been off tonight.
Yeah, Gardner, I don't think realized how open he was. Ball was a little bit behind, but Gardner able to turn around and get even some extra yards out of it. And hopefully that's enough momentum that the Raiders can carry.
Schwartz in motion. He gets the jet sweep. I've seen very little of him tonight, but there he picks up 3 yards. And it'll be a 2nd and 7, under 8 minutes to play in the final quarter.
Defensive penalty in the New Holstein game. St. Mary Catholic is driving. They're deep in New Holstein territory right now.
Now we got a 2nd and 7 from the 48-yard line. Snap to Kienbaum, give it to Schaefer here, makes a cut. Just piling off KLC defenders. This time he picks up, able to get 3 yards out of the play. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Oh, they did only give him 3 out of that.
Raiders offense facing a 3rd and 4. Under 7 now to play in the 4th quarter. Trailing by 14. Big 3rd down here for both squads. Kienbaum gets a snap. Deep drop back. Sets up a screen for Schaefer here on the near side. Breaks 1 tackle, plowing through defenders, and ends up losing 1 yard right at midfield stripe. And it's going to be a 4th and 5 coming up.
Yeah, and Kienbaum actually almost underthrew that screen pass, and good thing Mason was able to come up with it. Almost got a couple out of it, but overall 1 yard loss for the Raiders, and now you got 4th and 5.
Big 4th down. Season on the line. 6 minutes to play. He's got a man on the far side, and a fumble on the play before he goes down. Who recovers it? It looks to be, I didn't see a signal. KLC recovered it. It's Gellings. He's had the night of the season for the junior, and there he recovers a huge turnover from the Raiders. And now up 2 scores. KLC is going to take over with under 6 to play.
Yeah, I know Ryan Holtz is kicking himself. Logan Miller trying to keep Holtz in this game. But Holtz now is just gonna have to put his mind on the defensive end, and try to keep KLC out of the end zone.
Got a 1st and 10 here from the 40-yard line. Raiders defense go a little trickery for KLC. Zimmerman near side. He hauls it in. What a catch inside the 35. It's a little Detroit Lion offense trickery for the Blue Bomber offense. And a huge play. We've seen it all night. Oldenhoff to Zimmerman. Big play. KLC moves the chains.
And yeah, Ryan Holt's coming off to the sideline. He is distraught about that fumble on that 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 33, approaching 5.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. Oldenhoff from the gun, hands it to Gellings on the far side. He's got a few men to beat, and he just explodes past him. Socek finally bringing him down inside the 10-yard line. Mark at the 9, and it is 1st and goal from the Raider 9. KLC in the red zone.
Yeah, and Solchek saving a touchdown there.
Absolutely.
Keeping the Raiders in this game, giving them a chance.
Gellings handoff once again on the far side. Picks up a few yards. Gain of 5 from the 4. It's going to be a 2nd and goal coming up. Bombers looking to punch this thing and put the dagger. Under 5 minutes to play. It would be a 3-score lead if they score here.
If we're going to go with tendencies here, possibly look for a pass here from the KLC offense. But if you're going to look at what the clock says, KLC's could run it here.
They go play action, rolling out to the right. He's got a man near side. Touchdown, KLC. And who is it other than Carter Zimmerman, the junior? And Brandon, I hate to say it, but that is the dagger. 41-21 our score. 4:17 to play. I mean, that is going to be tough to come back for this Raiders team.
Yeah. Just not. It just, there are some players that just seem like they want it, but majority of the team it just doesn't seem like they have any energy, any heart, and it's just rough. Just a rough game overall. Really got destroyed by the run in the first half. Has been getting cooked by the pass in the second half, and that's really what brought us to this score.
I mean, this game, it could end up costing the Raiders their season. We're going to have to wait for tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m., for the WIAA football seating show. The Raiders are going to be a little nervous entering that auditorium tomorrow to watch that program.
And I guarantee you, KLC wishes that they were playing next Friday.
How they've played tonight, I mean, they absolutely deserve it.
And they'd be going into playoffs with momentum, and really this has just been a disappointing season for KLC. Went into the year with the highest of expectations on themselves, and just did not live up, but can get.
Baldwin here on the return, a lot of room in front of him. Baldwin, a few men to beat, and he is past the 45-yard line, still making his way up to the 50-yard line. Beautiful return from Baldwin, showing some life for this Raiders team. Now they set up 1st and 10 from midfield, 4:06 to play in regulation.
We talk about making something out of nothing. That is exactly what Baldwin did there. Didn't really have the nicest blocks. Didn't really have. Obviously, it's never easy picking up a kickoff from the ground, and yeah, they're gonna take Schaefer out now, and it looks like the Raiders possibly seem to be waving the white flag as they will head into Saturday to see
Little nervous
to see their future.
Yeah. Koenig could possibly be his last snap. Sits to the left of Kienbaum. Gardner will come in motion, fake it to Gardner, give it to Koenig. Got a nice run of 3 yards. And it'll be a 2nd and 7 coming up with under 4 minutes to play in the 4th.
Yeah, Koenig, not the biggest guy, but he's got the biggest heart. And
absolutely.
He puts his all into everything that he does. As scoring update, SMC takes the lead on New Holstein by scoring a touchdown. It is now 22-20.
Wow.
SMC leads.
Wow.
With 35 seconds left.
So New Holstein might end up not getting a share of this EWC conference for the football season.
Don't announce your jinx. Don't announce your jinx.
I'm not there, so I don't care what happens. I'm a Kiel Raider. 22-20 there. What a season it's been for the EWC. I mean, so much evenness throughout the board. SMC has been such a big outlier, just kind of in there, knocking off teams, being kind of a dangerous, stealthy team all season long.
Yeah.
Then obviously you have those 3 up front, Brilliant, New Holstein, and Roncalli, who have just been great all season. Then you have teams like tonight, KLC, knocking off the Raiders, potentially ending their season here tonight.
SMC and KLC, really similar teams in my opinion, have had a lot of close games. The only difference, Kohler's been on the losing side, while SMC has been on the winning side.
Here's Kienbaum off the keeper, evades 1 tackle, a lot of room in front of him, near side. Kienbaum, 1 man to beat, and he is in. Touchdown, Kiel Raiders.
And if the Raiders need some life,
that'll do it.
Leave it to Brady Kienbaum. We were just talking about the SMC game. He gave them that life in that SMC game. Him, Holtz, and Schaefer gave them some life, and the Raiders will try to stay in this game, not let it. They're not going to go down without a fight. They're not waving the white flag yet.
Absolutely. I mean, still a lot down by 2 scores, not a lot of time. Extra point from Gardner is through. He is 4 for 4, perfect on the night to this point. 2:38 to play. Really, it's just got to be KLC taking care of the football, not giving any mistakes for the Raiders to get back the football and try to get this thing back within reason. Talking about who scored that last touchdown, Brady Kienbaum. I mean, he gives it everything he's got for this team. What a leader he has been at the quarterback spot, filling the shoes of the great Cade Velker from last year. I mean, he's just had such a crucial role to fill. He's not a captain, he's a junior, but the quarterback is one of the biggest roles, as a junior, and he's really had to step into it. And next year for him, it's gonna be a important senior year for him.
Yeah, I think for Brady, it's going to be another offseason, getting more muscle, working on that skill, hitting the weight room, getting as much protein in as possible, getting a little bit more size, and I think he could be a threat next year. Him and Mason in that backfield.
Yeah.
Most likely running more read option, but we'll see.
Got to work on that pass game too. Well, onside kick here for the Raiders. Loose ball. Big pile here inside the 50. No signal yet, and it is a KLC football, barely recovering the onside kick. Great special teams follow through for the Blue Bombers. Now they take over. 2:35 to play. KLC's got the football up 2 scores.
Yeah, and the Raiders have been on the wrong side of that so many times. I was hoping maybe we could get one that finally went in our favor, but regardless, the KLC Blue Bombers were able to get on top and possibly run down the clock for this one.
Kind of remind me of last week, Bayport and West De Pere. Bayport ended up giving up onside kicks, and West De Pere ended up winning that game last week.
Yeah.
Usually run from.
Yeah, what a game that was. What a game.
It was.
Shout out Chris Learman.
Yep.
He was most likely on the call that night.
Yep, he was. I watched the end of it.
Yeah.
Or the post game. two great teams who are going to make such a big difference in playoffs. West Appears Division II, Bayport's Division I. I believe they were like 10th, I think, in playoff points due to the Andy Lavoie's matrix, unofficial matrix. So here's a 2nd and 2 for the KLC offense. Under 2 minutes to play, up 2 scores. Oldenhoff from the gun. Gets a snap, looking to the near side, swinging out wide to Cruz. Got a lot of room in front of him. Koenig dragging him down out of bounds.
Surprises me that Cruz ran out of bounds there. I would have thought he'd try to get down and let that clock run, but he gets out of bounds and stops the clock. It looks like KLC's going to try and get another score.
Live on
Coach,
the Facebook now.
Of course we're live on the
tunes
Facebook
in.
now.
15 viewers on the Facebook. It was a great game, but the Raiders still trying to fight their way back. Down 2 scores, 1:45 to play. They'll hand it off to Gellings, who has been phenomenal tonight. But there, the Raiders give him a break. Loss of 2 on the play, and it's going to be a 2nd and 12 coming up.
Yeah,
1:34 to play.
Case of a little too little, a little too late.
Raiders do have timeouts to work with yet to stop the clock, potentially get the ball back if they hold the KLC offense.
I'd say they're going to give the ball to Gellings about 2 more times.
Try to put the icing on the
random,
cake.
I don't know, maybe random guess, but.
I mean, they're approaching a minute here. Still 3 timeouts. Oldenhoff, they do indeed give it to Gellings, who is just met at the line of scrimmage. Raiders showing some fight here in the final seconds of what could possibly be their season. Coach Eswine going to keep those 3 timeouts. 45 seconds to play, and the Raiders are going to fall short here tonight. Again, KLC not in the tournament. They are officially out well past that 32 mark in Division 4, I believe.
Yeah, and KLC, since they joined the EWC in 2020, hasn't gone a season winless in conference. That's what they were playing for tonight, and it looks like they succeeded as the clock runs down.
Gellings with one last handoff, and that is going to do it. The final seconds of what could be the Raiders' last seconds of the season. Tick off here from Kohler, Wisconsin. The final score, Kiel Raiders 28, Kohler. Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Blue Bombers 42. We'll step aside, take a break, break this thing down here on the Kiel Raider Radio post-game show, and send you on your way. 28-42 our final. You're listening to high school football on Kiel Raider Radio.
At Parker John's, we do barbecue the right way, from tender pulled pork to slow smoked brisket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not in the mood for barbecue? Our Stonefire pizzas are baked to perfection. Looking to wet your whistle? We've got great craft beers, signature cocktails, and loaded Bloody Marys. Parker John's is a family-friendly place to have a smoking good time. So whether you're here for all-you-can-eat nights or just a great meal, we're bringing the smoking good flavor 7 days a week. Come on down, we can't wait to have you.
Parker John's.
Looking for a bank that knows your name and your story? At Collins State Bank in Kiel, we're more than just numbers and accounts. We're neighbors, friends, and financial partners. For over 100 years, we've been helping our neighbors buy homes, grow businesses, and plan for the future. With personal service you just won't find at the big banks, at Collins State Bank, we're right here with you every step of the way. Collins State Bank, rooted in our community, invested in you.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring and More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
At Drexel Building Supply, our mission is to supply happiness. And with that, we are committed to finding the best team members supporting the local builder and maximizing profits to do Jesus' work here on earth. From lumber and trusses to cabinets and doors, let us be organized on your behalf for your next project. Visit us at 274 Cemetery Road in Kiel or give us a call at 866-328-2583.
Welcome back to Ebben Field here in Kohler, Wisconsin. Your final on a Friday night, Week 9, is the Raiders 28 and the Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Blue Bombers 42, as you see there on your screen. Celebrating their final game of the season. And they upset the Raiders here tonight, 28-42. And now the Raiders, it was the theme into this one. KLC did not matter. They're not going for conference or playoffs. But the Raiders now are going to be a little nervous watching that selection show tomorrow, 10 a.m. Our time. I mean, you lose tonight, and we'll try to break it down. But officially, it's the selection crew tomorrow that makes the final call if the teams make it.
Yeah.
And we can do all the guessing we want, but we have to wait till tomorrow to see who gets in and who doesn't. And the Raiders put themselves at risk with the loss here tonight.
Yeah, and you talked about conference. All the EWC games are final. New Holsting lost to St. Mary's Central, and so Brilliant and Roncalli will share the conference title in the EWC. And really, this was one of those games where you made the adjustments you needed to make, and they just hit you with, instead of going with their right hand, they hit you with their left hand.
Right.
Instead of going for an uppercut, they hit you with a jab.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, the first half, just could not stop Gellings, and Gellings just ran all over the defense. And in that second half, they were able to stop Gellings, but then the passing offense of KLC, the 60-40 pass run ratio showed, and KLC's passing game just absolutely cooked the Raiders, and Raiders just couldn't come back. There was a little bit of fight at the end there with the Brady Kingbaum rushing touchdown, and but other than that, really not much.
So to break things down here for the playoffs here before we exit, get you on your way and await the seeding selection show tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can tune in. Watch on the WIAA website, likely. You can tune in there. You can find the link to watch it. Again, that'll be 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Do you want to throw... Here, I'll ask you after.
So looking here at the unofficial matrix, we talked about this at halftime by Andy Lavoie, the Division V playoff matrix unofficial rankings. The Raiders sat 28th, and again, 32 teams gets you into the field. So with the Raiders lost tonight, they sit at officially 5.41 points, but there are teams below them that can creep up and pass the Raiders, and below them in 30th was Chilton, who lost tonight, so that helps the Raiders. Omro in 32nd below them with 4.20 points, lost to Springs. Other teams like Spooner, University School, Bloomer will try to get you those. I mean, we can't really know those scores unless Brandon or one of I look.
I'm trying to look right now, but
other teams, Richland Center in 29th played Prairie du Chien 5-3 tonight. But like I said, to start this post game, we can make all the guessing and assuming, and think the Raiders might get in, they might not. In the end, it matters in the selection show tomorrow, and the Raiders' fate will hold at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And with the loss tonight, they're a little nervous. I mean, they're right on the edge entering this game, and now you hope, did you do enough? You're going to question it tonight. I bet a lot of these players aren't going to get a lot of sleep tonight. Just wondering and questioning, did we do enough? Are we going to get in? And, it's going to be tomorrow. All lies on tomorrow's selection show.
Yeah. So I can give you a final score. Amaro did lose to St. Mary Springs. I don't have anything on Richland Center or Laconia. I can check Spooner real quick, too.
Chilton lost.
Chilton lost. But overall, I know that selection show can get weird at times. I mean, I think everyone last year thought that the Raiders should have had the 1 seed.
Right.
Fell to the 2 seed.
That's what I mean.
And then we go, which is a completely different atmosphere. They had to go into Wrightstown instead of having that home field advantage, and ultimately ended our season last season.
Yeah. Well, to wrap things up, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Tune in WIAA website to find that link. It will decide the Raiders' fate. Will they move on to the playoff bracket, or did their season end here tonight at Ebben Field in Kohler? But from Ebben Field, Miles Detroit, Brandon Muehlbauer, Allie Muehlbauer, this has been a presentation of Kiel Raider Radio High School Football. Have a great night, and we will wait for tomorrow, 10 a.m.